we
And
should be going.
yep, welcome back to Oasis Valley Mysteries Monster of the Week campaign. Currently, this is the second episode session of the High Moon arc. I believe that's what I called it last time. And previously, after about a week or so after dealing with the last supernatural threat, dealing with the Kasha and helping resurrect uh, a victim of the invoker of the curse, things had been mostly quiet until it seemed that a new predator has moved in and began hunting people in the desert at night. As another employee of Pluripotent, not long after, uh, or another employee of Pluripotent was found maimed and savaged, partially eaten. Similar in much the same way it was believed that the Dr. Porter was a week prior. But uh, survivor or a witness seemed to survive the attack, a young man named Ricky Sweet, who turned out to be a track star, allowing him to outpace his attacker and find safety among the junk at the junkyard or the scrapyard of the McCorn scrapyard, which through happenstance and um, perhaps misleading gut instincts, Hanzo discovered that Phil of the Thirsty Devil Biker Bar, as well as his wife, the sister of the owner of the scrapyard, and a few other members of people living in Redemption, were in fact, I believe the term would be therianthropes, werebeasts, as you discovered a were coyote stalking the junkyard. After managing to de escalate the situation, but the situation almost escalated again as both Phil and the gang arrived as and that was after uh back at the preserve, Dr. Lucia barged in to find the group and show a clip sent from a trail cam not far out of town showing what was undeniably a humanoid thylacine dragging a bighorn sheep through the night, clothed strangely but still monstrous. But group arriving at the junkyard, you managed to uh, discuss with the people there and the werebeasts, learn more about their history and their reluctance to go public, even though the vampire population has. Citing a case where a former member of the pack back in the 70s tried to approach Pluripotent seeking a possible scientific cure to his affliction, but was never seen again. And after discussing with them, the group retired, going back to Fred's place for movie night. Hanzo, before going over, stopped to speak with Dr. Guerrero, the vampire, and vampire coroner, and then learned that learned the vampire's suspicions that most of the limbs attributed to Dr. Porter may have been cloned, perhaps as a distraction, but uh, saying that by forensically, the bone gun should have been within the arm that they recovered, but was found missing. So Dr. Guerrero passed on his suspicions to you, Hanzo, and you had a brief encounter with Agent Wakefield, another agent working under Dara McLean, your boss, but cautioning you not to stick your nose into what she is considering her case. But y'all went back to Fred's, had a nice night, enjoying some questionably bad movies, talking about werewolves, and uh, it was during that, Carlos, you got a page from from a number telling you to call Gail, and when you called her right before we left off, she She answered in not quite a panic, but not panic, but more of a manic state, where she seemed rather tense and excitable as she reveals that some more cracking of Dr. Pastu's BIOS or neurosynth computer revealed that she was in contact with, possibly working for, someone named Dr. Connor Nevin, which, Fred, you would know was the head of pluripotent research 20 years ago during the 70s. And that's about where we left off as Carlos. She goes, "What have you gotten me into?" She's working for Dr. Connor Nevin, Mr. Simulacra himself.
I know, okay. Oh, no. I know who that is. We didn't know there was some weird shit, and I wanted
I mean,
to pass it to somebody I could.
you said she was working for Simulacra. I didn't know she was working for, the boogeyman of Simulacra.
I didn't know that either. She wasn't
Hmm.
exactly all that chatty.
I mean,
Which
this would
straight.
explain it. There's some like straight up horror stories, and you hear from the distance. You hear Darius. Oh, don't scare him. We're we're trying to keep you. You can hear them like chastising her about not getting too excitable, and she's just like, you hear the phone get muffled as like she's covering it over the muff, the receiver or the mouthpiece, but you can hear them like bickering, at least probably good naturedly, before she goes, "Okay, so nothing to be too alarmed about, I suppose. Uh, but
It
this
gives
would
us.
explain the sophistication of her work."
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Um, Listen, I don't. We probably shouldn't be going into too much detail over the phones, but
Yeah.
uh, when I get a chance, I'll swing by and say hi. I don't know if we're currently through a middle of a movie thing. I don't know if I can pull myself away per se, but if I can, I'll be there tonight. If not, swing by in the morning, and then we'll
Okay.
have a chat out back.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good. Uh, what movies?
Um, and, like there's just a pause. Like,
There's like a moment where you can tell she's like trying to force herself to calm down, and like, oh, subject change. Maybe that will help.
The Howling 1 through 4 so far.
Oh, I love those movies. Have fun.
Oh my god.
We're having a good time.
Now we know she's the villain.
You're making us watch them, so does that make you the villain?
Does it make Van Helsing the villain when he warns them about how vampires work?
Maybe.
No, it
To
doesn't.
defeat the monster, one must learn about the monster.
Defeat the Howling series. We must learn about it.
So I,
Anyways.
as a person, have never seen the Howling movies, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I have not heard.
We're going to recreate it live at some point.
God.
But no, Carlos be like, yeah, no, it's a good set of movies so far. They're Fred's a big fan of them.
Oh, you fucker.
Really?
Like
Wait, Fred.
It's not in the room at the moment, I don't think.
nope,
guy
I'm in the
on
kitchen
the,
on your I'm in the kitchen on your phone.
Yeah, but she's just like, "Oh, Fred, the kind of schlubby guy that's always at your diner."
When you say it like that, it sounds so rude, but probably yeah.
Seems cool. He seems like a dad.
A divorced dad, but yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to say it out loud, but yeah. Anyways,
He's busy with the movies. I'm keeping my tone down so he doesn't hear it. No, he's a good guy. He invited us, a crew of us, that like to go on adventures and find things like that PC.
Yeah.
Like
Wait.
is a strong word.
There's like a pause that she goes, in a whispered voice, she goes, There are werewolves in Redemption?
Werewolves don't exist. That's silly.
Yeah, imagine telling people someone's secret.
Mm. Well, all right then.
I mean,
Okay.
like, let's be fair. Like, what's more likely to happen? A weird disease that makes your teeth grow a little funky and have strange cravings, like an anemic, or you transforming into a half animal, half man?
Wow,
Uh,
thanks.
What's
Yeah,
strangest
good lord.
is,
I,
You're being really racist to vampires.
what's really strange is the, you know, ambulatory hearts. So,
oh, so you guys found that? Cool. I'll tell you more about that
oh,
tomorrow.
no, I mean, yeah, that's what I mean about this person's work is sophisticated. But
Yes.
yeah, okay, yeah, they're like giving me the wrap it up sign, so okay, I gotta
Yeah.
go.
Okay. I'll see who I can get. See if we can take a break from it. If not, I will see you in the morning.
All right. Yeah, and she kind of like pauses. She goes, "Oh yeah, it's late. I'll see you in the morning."
It's not like late, but like we have like two more to go.
Yeah. All right. You enjoy, and talk to you tomorrow. And
Dr.
the line clicks.
And Carlos is just gonna breathe a little sigh, be like, I really hate pushing that dumb vampire shit. Just yeah, yeah. And he'll come back into the.
You? I'm sorry, I'm not here. I'm not here.
So Carlos will go back into the main room. It's like, so they got into the PC from the Crazy Heart Lady.
Oh,
Well, I thought you said they
joy.
got into the PCP, and I was like, oh,
No,
geez.
no, the computer, the meat computer. Okay, now Grayson's blanking on the name. What was the name of the fellow again?
Fella.
Dr. Connor Nevin and the doctor that the computer was from was Dr. Eliza Apostu,
Yes, I remember Dr. Eliza Pasha. I just couldn't remember Dr.
Ukrainian
Nevin.
lady.
Yeah. So apparently, our wonderful little heart mad scientist was working for Dr. Nevin.
Yeah, Fred, you would know that, like from last time, that that was basically who Doctor. If the timing would work out, that was basically who Dr. Lucia was working under back in the 70s in Clairepoint.
I think Hans was here too. He came at the very end.
Oh yeah, Hans is here.
Yeah, he just goes like, "Oh hey, it's Dr. Nevin who's was helping the Crazy Heart Lady."
Mm.
I'm gonna get.
Hanzo, because you being an agent, you would know that Dr. Nevin publicly is declared dead. He, him, not really a cover story, but the public belief is that he died due to an accident within the superorganism. Hanzo, you would know that he disappeared in the superorganism but was never recovered.
Oh,
But
that's
there has been signs that he, there have been reports elsewhere, and that's like one of the outstanding, not outstanding, but like one of the long-standing requirements of your job is to report any mention of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there were any rumors that pop up, or like you see like grainy footage of him like in a crowd on TV or something, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's to the company internally. He's listed as MIA.
He's corporate Bigfoot.
And it's just like, yeah, so apparently the heart doctor lady was working with them. I didn't ask for many details because, talking over a phone when operators exist is a kind of a goofy thing. Um, but we'll meet with them in the morning because I made a promise to Fred I would see the Howling 4.
Thank you.
In fact, these are terrible.
Yeah, they're just dog shit.
So,
Huh.
because I feel like a
Nice.
minor compulsion to defend them, although I don't really like them all too much myself, they are known for having some great transformation sequences, like visceral, like practical effects of showing someone's body ripping apart to become a werewolf.
It's not the special effects I complain about with the Howling.
No, it's definitely. I think I said last time,
Although
good special effects and acting power can't save a horrible script.
I do think American Werewolf in London and Company of Wolves have better werewolf transformations.
Oh yeah.
In response to Fred saying dog shit, it's like, huh. I assume that is a pun because it is a
Oh
werewolf.
shit! It is. Ah! Oh no, I was just expressing contempt, but yeah, that is a pun.
Using puns can be a sign of contempt.
Yeah. Yeah, it can.
I heard a rumor that the Howling 5 has a were-elephant. Is that true?
Uh,
I never saw that one.
first, well, the Howling 5 had come out by this point, so technically, a were-elephant. Is that a serious question or is that a joke question?
It's a joke question. I've never seen the Howling 5.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure the answer is no.
That was in character.
That one's
to
like all
Fred.
in a castle, I think.
I feel like
Which
if
would
they
have
got
been
to the point where they were
hilarious.
having like that much diversity in their were monsters, I'd have to kind of like the Howling at that point. But
Because
no,
I
no, they
think
don't.
5 was, yeah, that was Reborn. That's when they try to go back to basics and just have a single werewolf.
That one came out the year I was born.
Same.
How dare it?
Okay. So we finished the Howling movies eventually.
So, actually, wouldn't be too long. So it's not like super late. It's not like post midnight. But eventually, Fred, you hear a pounding on your door. Someone like knocking very heavily.
Huh, strange. Okay, give me a second, everybody. Oh,
Who's that at this hour?
I have no fucking clue.
You
But at least it's
alright?
not the Howling. I opened the door.
Well, it's not a werewolf you see there, but it is a rather large, hairy person. As you see the manager of the hotel, Mr. Aldez, kind of standing there with just his normal scowl as he looks at you and goes, "Klutzman, it's a weekday. No parties this late."
It's not really a party. We're just watching.
Yeah.
Movies.
You have more people than you're allowed. No parties.
All right,
Yeah.
guys, gotta clear out.
He goes, kind of like looks past you at sees the group, scoffs, and then just goes,
Is there a problem here, sir?
"No guests allowed to stay overnight that aren't
Is that
paying."
is that in the lease?
It's a motel. There's not really a lease involved.
Yeah, he's kind of squints at you, Olivia.
We're not planning to stay the night. We were just seeing some movies together.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I'll have them clear out, sir.
And he kind of grunts, gives everyone out, one last glare, and then just walks off back for walks off.
Unpleasant
I gotta find an
individual.
apartment.
Yeah, we gotta find you an apartment, Fred.
That made me feel gross doing that, but
Yeah.
I've had to deal with those kind of assholes before. It's just like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
You know, Fred, I don't use the rest of my house.
Oh. Am I reading that right? Is that an invitation to be
Yes.
roommates?
Yes, you little dork.
Okay, thank God, because I really do hate it here.
Oh. Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet of you, Winifred.
Don't say that.
Okay, that's nice of you, Winifred.
Don't make it weird.
Okay.
Understand that she has a reputation to protect.
Yeah, she does.
I don't know about
Yeah,
that one either.
the funny thing is, the Freds kind of both do night shift at Pluripolis.
Yeah. Fred, if you need help, like moving your stuff out of here, just let me know.
Yeah, I'm gonna need. Well, there's really not that much.
No, but just if in case.
I wish
Yeah.
Shady was there just to see Tommy's reaction to such a shithead.
Pretty sure I can still fit it all in the same suitcase.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've actually
Well,
given the same invitation to Shady. He's like, nah.
Tommy's an independent.
He is a
Tommy
roommate.
is
A
not just
dinosaur.
homeless by circumstance.
I almost said he's an independent woman. I'm like, no, that's not how. No.
It's not quite.
You don't need no man.
I mean, he's getting harassed by lizards in the sewers now, so maybe he might.
Hey,
Maybe he
that's just
wants to
part of
be
the
harassed by lizards in the sewers.
that's just part of the growing pains of having a new roommate.
It's like, oh, you fucker! I have those clearly marked. Those are mine. They don't get into my food. Yeah, that's anyone who's had a roommate that knows that whole song and dance.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, head home.
yeah, it is probably like getting closer to midnight.
Okay.
But-
Alright, well, we've solved the problem.
So most of the
Yeah.
I mean, didn't want to cut. I mean, just as a, sorry for
I mean,
cutting
it's
the howling short, but
it's a
it's
guy who runs a motel. He'd be like that.
be like that.
Good
he's
to
already
remind
been
the
shown to be
audience
kind
that
of a
Fred's
mess.
life circumstances are shit.
They
Well-
kind of got better.
It's a delicate balancing act of his character. Being real goofy and fun, and also being just utterly pathetic and sad.
So you have your pizza and snacks to divvy up or finish up. Oh, welcome back, Shady. So
Thank you.
just to catch you up,
Mhm.
after the phone call that Carlos had, came out, talked about Dr. Nevin, but Fred got a visitor in the form of the manager, came out and chewed him out for having guests so late. Well, it's not really that late. So everyone is now dispersing.
Okay, gotcha.
And when Fred offered Fred to let him stay with her.
Okay.
Platonically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just funny for both Freds to live in the same residence.
Carnivorously.
Carnivorously.
Oh, I do like a good ham sandwich now and then. So yeah, there's gonna be some carnivory involved.
Just flies right over Fred's head.
No, it's fine. I think we've established that Winifred wouldn't eat Fred anyway because he would taste like sadness.
Oh my god, he would though.
How you were gonna say he would taste like cheese?
He would also probably taste like cheese.
He would taste quite a bit like cheese.
How
In
would he
all
taste like
honesty-
cheese?
Fred feels like the depression
what
meal
you
you
eat.
eat when you're
Wisconsinite.
very sad.
Uh,
Oh my god, you're right, Shady.
Like the tub of ice cream, if you will.
Okay, this is going places. So, everyone's heading back to their places, or unless there is something people want to do at night. You haven't heard, like Hanzo. You've been, no, you haven't heard anything yet. Doesn't seem like any attack has happened. If there is going to be an attack, but as you all start filling out, you see the mostly full moon up in the sky.
Olivia looks up and concerned.
Fucking werewolves.
Who would have guessed? I mean, me and Fred guessed, but
She looks at you and it's very serious. She goes, "Do you know how long I've been waiting to find a fucking werewolf to get into a fist fight with?"
no.
Can you
You
even
refuse
guess?
to tell us how long. I don't. You refuse to tell us how long you've been around.
That's right, and it's going to continue, but it's been a long time.
I like
fair,
to
fair
think.
enough.
I like to think that over the course of Winifred's very long life, this desire has burned within her, and always, by the skin of teeth, she just misses a werewolf.
Very likely, yeah.
Absolutely.
He is just going to look towards the general direction of the manager's spot and just be like, okay, with that lovely event out of the way, I'm gonna head home.
Are you
right.
okay, Tommy?
I'm tired. What do you want from me? It's
No, I mean where are you sleeping?
the sewer.
It's so funny every
It's-
time.
It's true. There's a little thing that goes down to the Great Canal tunnels and sewers beneath, and he goes down there every night, except when we're doing stuff.
Are you okay down there though? I mean, it's not. That can't be good.
I mean, not the worst sewer I've slept in. This place, it's at least dry. And these
You
are
do
more
have an
like
annoying roommate that keeps trying to get into your food.
Are you sure
Yeah,
you don't
aside
want to
for the
hang out with me and
wildlife.
Fred?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
See, I told you.
Gotta make sure.
Alright.
Gotta make sure that damn lizard doesn't eat my food again.
If you ever want to go and get. Oh, God. Be careful, Tommy.
Don't worry, he'll be fine.
It's fine.
It
Tommy
will
survived
be
a lot of
fine.
years on his own on the road.
In sewers.
Yeah, that's one thing. It's so there's a difference between sewers with waste and water drainage stuff, which is what Tommy is saying, but it's just more fun to say sewers.
Yes. Had to kick out the previous tenant who was a fucking clown.
Yeah, he kept honking his nose for whatever reason.
Yeah, because how short Tommy is, I'm sure the clown thought he was the natural form of prey. Let's just say
That's
that
not joke
clown
where-
isn't eating anymore.
What's that joke where a clown leans in as he's honking his nose? It's like the nose is my heart, and I have to honk it to pump my blood.
Oh my
And the
god.
kid just looks horrified.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
horrifying.
That does remind me of one of the funniest skits I saw in the new Mickey Mouse shorts, where Mickey Mouse is walking through a place. It's dark. He's terrified, and he hears his own heart thumping too loudly for his own good, and he says, "Hey, quiet down!" And his heart is like depicted as doing like curl ups. Okay, stops, and
No.
okay, never mind. Keep breathing.
Jesus Christ. It's fucked up.
The new Mickey Mouse stuff
Um,
is there's like there's like a slight flavor of unhinged to them.
Oh
There
yes,
Yeah.
really is.
it's positively delightful. One of my favorite things is Goofy crashes at Mickey's place because turns
Oh,
out
that
there's a
whole-
spider in his room. Oh, Goofy, just a little spider. He opens up the door. It's a photorealistic footage of a spider that covers the entire frame.
Yeah, it's like the wormy joke from SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever
Yeah,
you do, Mickey, don't look it directly in the mandibles.
So, anyways, everyone
how,
just headed home.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
What?
how late is it?
Whoa.
Ooh.
Okay, sorry. It sounded like DZ. It sounded like you're using a robot voice digitizer there for a moment because it was like, yes. It's just like,
Oh
whoa.
god.
Afraid not.
But time,
yeah.
yeah, it's probably after midnight.
It is after midnight?
It's close. Yeah, it's like a few minutes after midnight, I'll say, because it's like I realize you did spend quite a bit of time post sunset at not the preserve, but at the junkyard, and then you have been watching movies for a while. So yeah,
Alright.
it would be after midnight at this point.
What day of the week is it? Like, is it like a work day tomorrow?
It is now officially Friday.
Okay. Do I work on Saturdays? Or, like, is it Friday now because it's midnight?
Yeah, whatever works for the plot.
Because I'd like to go to the preserve and do something in my workshop.
Okay. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time you've slept at the preserve.
Yeah, it won't be. It's not. Yeah. So she is going to head to the workshop.
Okay. So, Fred, you're sleeping here, or still there for the night at least, right?
I mean, yeah, I paid.
Yeah. All your stuff is there. And, okay. Carlos, you and Tommy are riding back, or giving Tommy a ride back, since he's not far from your place. Wait. I can't remember. Where does Carlos live? I can't remember if he was on the property of the diner. Or the ride.
So I, technically speaking, live up above the ride
That's right.
in
That's
an
what I thought.
undefined section.
Yeah, it's like one of those loft rooms, like would have been like a workplace, like a break room or something for when the ride was in operation. But yeah, no, it's just your house, like a converted loft or something.
Yes.
Okay. So you're just going home too, or
Yes.
I'm just trying to see if anyone's doing anything tonight, or if we could just move on to the morning.
Nothing.
I mean, I am.
I'm planning on.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Olivia, what are you doing at the preserve workshop?
I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna have to pick up some supplies for this, but I have my tranquilizer, right?
Yeah, there's tranquilizer darts and guns at the preserve of varying strengths.
See if there's a way I can like I want to add silver shavings into the tranquilizer.
Okay. Do a prepare.
I'm gonna need to get something silver to shave into it, but like,
Well,
wants to,
here's
like,
here's the
Uh-huh.
thing. Silver shavings probably wouldn't dissolve very well into a fluid, but
true. But I could grind it.
Well, here's the thing. There is a fairly common and decently easy, especially in the age of photography that you are now before digital photography. Uh, Silver nitrate is used in photography and it comes as a powder.
Oh, okay. So I want to then. All right. Can I see if I could add some silver nitrate powder into my tranquilizers?
Is that a preparedness?
It's my workshop.
Oh, right,
Da-da.
workshop. What's
Work out with the keeper how long any repair or construction is likely to take, and if you need extra supplies or help.
okay?
Like, I guess I could roll a preparedness to see if there's any silver nitrate here.
Sure. Yeah, that would work for that.
Okay. Let's see. It's a sharp, right? Yeah. Oh god, it's been so long since I've
This
rolled
is
in here.
neat. The old
Huh?
name for silver nitrate was once called lunar caustic
Oh.
because Luna was because the moon was associated with silver the same way the sun was associated with gold in old-timey alchemy. Huh. Neat. Sorry,
Seven.
continue.
Oh my god. That I'm so good at that. I rolled so bad. Holy shit.
Oh, dang.
I
7
have
is
it,
based.
you have it, but not here. It will take some time to get it.
Yeah, it would. You would know where to get it in town. It's just probably going to be closed until the morning.
Yeah. All right. Well, she'll at least if she's able get some.
You know, like
darts.
there's like a chemistry / photography store that you would know where to get it from, but it's would not be open this late.
Okay, and still she'll just like open up some darts and like keep the sedative, not keep that like ready to mix with the silver nitrate.
Okay.
She'll just do that before she gets some sleep.
Okay.
Maybe a little,
Yeah, so,
maybe a little less than she should get sleep, but
yeah. So you get the stuff prepared then.
yeah.
Okay. So, is there anything else anybody wanted to do before we move along?
Nope, I'm good.
Nope. Yeah, I'm good.
I want to kill the president.
Okay.
Okay. Fred has an intense dream where he's suddenly, going after. It's like maybe after the Howling, he put on an action movie or something. He has a
Black Dynamite.
No, he was still watching The Howling. It's just now he's having a dream about the president being a werewolf.
Or is Fred the werewolf hunting the president?
Oh my god.
The president is the leader of a shitty werewolf sex cult.
So that was why Richard Nixon kept growling like an animal.
Oh my god, no. God. Put that sentence back.
Anyways, so
Jeez.
God. Okay, I need a moment to reconfigure because that.
Center yourself.
Yes, recenter. Okay, so you all go back to your respective homes to rest up. Winifred, well, you're not resting up because now you're wide awake. But so night passes and morning comes. Let's see. Fred.
Yeah?
How early does Fred normally wake up? When he doesn't have work in the morning, or when he doesn't
I
have work?
imagine like noon.
Okay. It
Just
would be a
'cause-
little bit
if
sooner
he's-
than you would normally wake up. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Because I was just thinking, if he's doing the night shift, then he's probably staying up till like at least 5 a.m.
Oh yeah, true. So you're able to sleep earlier than you would normally do. So you get up a bit earlier than what you would normally do after a night shift. But When you go to your front door, it's not latched. It's like closed but not latched. Like it, whoever was the last one out didn't close it all the way.
Huh.
Oh, wouldn't the last one have been Fred coming back in?
Why would I leave my house when you guys are leaving? That's.
You were outside with us, talking to us.
Oh. Yeah, I
Probably
suppose.
saying goodbye, and then you would have been the last one to close it. Going inside, or standing
Yeah.
at the door and saying goodbye to everybody. But
Well,
yeah,
I'm a dad. I'm very big on closing the door properly, especially
yeah.
when you got an
So
AC.
yeah, and when you open up, when you kind of look outside, because you do hear a commotion, and you look out and you see, because your apartment or your hotel, not apartment, is you can see the parking lot, and you see that there is one of the sheriff's deputies' vehicles there, sheriff's department, and you kind of look around and you see off down the way, you see a few other of the people at the hotel just kind of poking their heads out as well, or just kind of standing around. But as you look down, you see the manager just just pissed off looking at it. He's like ranting at this sheriff's deputy who looks mostly bored as they're jotting down, taking a statement. It looks like, but as you look past, you see where the office is for the hotel. Windows are broken. You see, it looks like someone vandalized the office.
Hmm.
Mm.
Well,
And do an investigate a mystery.
okay. That is an 8.
8. So you get a hold of one. What happened here? What sort of creature? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What it's going to do? What is being concealed here? Some of those are probably not, relevant to this situation, but
What happened here?
what happened here? So you kind of step out and take a look, because you're not the only one looking at this. Because again, Mr. Aldez is not being subtle as he's yelling about it. As you hear the cop go, and he goes, and you don't have any recording equipment. As Mr. Aldez is already normally kind of red in the face, is just pissed off, beat red, and he goes, "No, I told you those were stolen 2 months ago by someone else. I reported it. Nothing happened." And he's just ranting as the cops just rolling his eyes, just continuing to take the statement. But as you kind of look around, you notice that the office probably wasn't the front area wasn't the only place that got vandalized. As uh, you see from where you are, the building that his where the front reception area, that's the word, not office. The reception area that got vandalized with the glasses smashed. You know that connected to the back of it, that's where he lives, in a much nicer setup than any of the hotel rooms. As but you know that you can see from that side, you see his door. It just 4 long slashes, or it looks like it's just been carved up, like someone took a knife or something to it. But there's a moment you realize, no, those aren't knife marks. Those are 4 parallel slashes, groups of those. Looks like something clawed up his door pretty bad. And you're looking around, and you actually see uh, kind of almost childish kind of font, not font, but style, written on the side of the wall, "Bad Manager" in bright red. For a moment, you think it might be blood, but then it's like, wait, no, that's too bright. That's paint. But as you're looking around, you just kind of, that's weird. But then you look down in the kind of gravel of the the parking lot because it's not paved asphalt; it's just cheap gravel. You do see what looks to be a bizarrely large paw print with a splatter of red paint very close to your front door. And when you turn back to look at your door, there's a little smudge of paint on your doorknob.
Okay, so I'm
And
gonna
when
pack
you look
up
down
all
at
my
your
shit
hand,
real quick.
there's a little bit of red on your hand from when you grab the doorknob.
I'm gonna. Okay, I'm actually gonna go to the cops first.
Okay.
Hey, so
Yes.
I woke up and my door was open, which was not how it was when I went to bed last night, and there's red paint on my door.
They look up. The cop looks up, just kind of apathetically, but then he starts saying that, and he goes, "Oh, all right, show me."
Yeah.
And
So
Alda was like, "Wait, someone got you too?" Or
I mean,
he
they
doesn't
didn't do what they did to you, but like my door was open, and I did not leave it open last night.
and that makes him kind of squint at you. But as you lead the cop over, you point at it, and he goes, "Oh," and he like looks back over to like kind of leans over, looking back at the wall. He goes, "Yeah, that looks similar." Then he looks to you and goes, "Anything missing? Did you hear anything?"
No, I didn't hear anything. I haven't checked to see if there's anything missing. I don't really have a lot of stuff. All I know is that like I woke up and I saw the door was open a crack, and I'm like, well, that's not good.
Do you mind if I come in and take a look then?
Yeah, go ahead.
Looks at you and the manager, and the manager kind of like nods eagerly. You know, he's not going to deny finding whoever trashed his place. So, cop steps in, and beyond just like a small stack of the pizza boxes, and he kind of does a look around, and you also look around, and he goes, "Well, don't see anything besides like." Then he kind of like looks down at the gun and he goes like, "You got a dog or something? There's some hair here, fur." And you look down and there's like a couple clumps of like brownish tan fur.
No, I did have some friends over last night. Maybe one of them has a shetty dog, but
And then you hear from the door, he goes, "Was it one of you or your shitty friends that were here last night? Upset that I broke up this little party?"
no,
And the
not.
cop kind of like looks over at him and then you, and he goes, "There." And very just like again like the voice of just apathy of like, "I gotta say this now." He goes, "Do you know who might have done this? Someone that you know might have been upset?"
I don't think any of my friends were that upset, sir. We were watching movies. They stayed over a bit later than they probably should have. Manager came over and talked to us. I told him to go out. That was my bad. I should have remembered the rules. But like, none of them are like unhinged.
Sorry, as a DM, I'm just laughing at that statement.
Here's the thing: it's not even a lie from Fred's perspective.
Yeah. And the cops nods and goes, writes something down and goes, "Oh, all right. Doesn't seem like anything was stolen here, and it looked like they broke down your door, so I'll just report this in, and if anything comes up to it, yeah, I can reach you here then." And nods to you, Fred.
To be honest, I don't really feel super safe, and one of my friends did offer to let me stay at their place for a bit. I'm kind of feeling this is my last day in the motel.
The cop nods. He goes, I mean, honestly, I understand that.
I,
And
I
that kind
can
of makes.
I can give you my work, location. I do have a night shift. I'm a security guard. And when I have a more permanent thing, if you need me, I can go to the station and bring it down for you, like an address and a phone number.
Okay, that would be helpful. But seems that, I mean, nothing was stolen at the, from the reception area. Just looks like vandalism. So fortunately, and not doesn't seem like much that we can do. But as there's like a loud scoff from the manager, not something he's wanting to hear. He goes, "Oh, need anything from you? We'll reach out." And then he kind of nods and excuses himself from the room, and him and the manager go walking back to continue taking the report. No, neither of them seem to notice the paw print.
I resent being called a shitty friend.
Oh, I didn't call you that.
I know, not from you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pack up my stuff and go.
I don't like being a bad person, so when I have to play a shitty person, I'm just like, just doing it for the
You're
violence,
doing
just the role.
you're doing fine. You're doing fine.
The trick is to play to being a heel, just being just the worst.
Yeah.
You have to take on smug cat energy.
So, yeah. So Fred, that's your morning.
Yeah. So, guy, this is my last night here because honestly, this whole event is pretty terrifying for me. I'm gonna pack up my stuff. We'll settle the bill, and I'll be on my way out.
Yeah, as he kind of like shoots another short clear, but nods and waves you off as he continues to go talk to the cop. So, but let's see. Olivia and Carlos, there was things you two were wanting to do, right?
Yeah, I want to go get some silver nitrate.
Okay, that would be where to go get that once they open up. But you go purchase a decent amount, and yeah, it would take you probably an hour or two to mix them. Well, yeah, you can get to work on making yourself some silver darts.
Silver tranquilizers.
Okay. And Carlos, you were wanting to go drop by the Falcon Lake Witness office.
Yep. Pretty much at the crack of dawn kind of a dealio.
Okay. Anything else anybody else wanted to do before we do that one?
Winifred realizes that she's probably not going to get to sleep in her normal hours, and she's just kind of taking care of that now.
Okay. And Hanzo, when you wake up, there's no messages waiting for you from McLean or anything.
Yeah, I don't imagine.
Probably assume you're just going to the diner for breakfast.
Yes.
Okay. Carlos.
Yes.
Let's see. The Falcon Lake Witness is, the magazine / website that the trio run. They run it out of actually like 2 trailers, like trailer homes stuck together to make a larger thing. And you actually see sticking up from the backyard area of it, because this is in the trailer park. You see like a home radio broadcasting tower, not as big as a normal radio tower, but sticks out much larger than everything else. It's very obvious and probably a source of contention with people. But the you arrive. You go knock,
Yep.
and when you go and knock, you hear like a little mechanical whine as you look up and see the camera above the door zooming in on you, and then the little intercom buzzes goes up. All right, Carlos, come on in, and you hear the lock click.
He smiles and
Right.
nods.
And when you walk in, and it is the interior of this building is like almost stereotypically 80s or 90s actor den kind of vibe. There's computers, there's some like what looks to be jury rigged servers along one wall. There's wires just crisscrossing the floor, partially hanging from the ceiling. Uh, Lighting is spotty at best in places, but it's still fairly early, so maybe they haven't turned everything on yet. There's a cooking area in one corner with a small table that's also like covered in like paper, folders, papers, small little gadgets, and this place just has that lived-in chaos feel. As you see Gail from a corner that's mostly computers and splayed open computers and components. She like waves you over,
Oh, I'll go over there immediately because
and you
we've got
actually
the
see
juicy beats.
who is it? Darius and who was the third one? Shoot, the girl that worked with Olivia.
I do not know.
Oh, this is gonna bug me. Yeah, this is my problem. I need to like condense all my. Oh, Estella. Yeah, she's there. They're both in the kitchen area. Looks like getting coffee, waking up. But Gail, as you approach, she looks like kind of wired. Maybe she actually didn't sleep like she said she was going to.
Carlos will
But
grab a chair
you
and sit
see,
down and be like, "Did you sleep at all?" Or
and she goes, "I got some," and you hear like a stern like, from across the building. No, she just like rolls her eyes and waves them off. She goes, "I'll pass out after this. Don't worry." Um, she goes, and you see she's sitting at the. She has this computer that has a couple of monitors up. They're big clunkier ones, so it's not as sleek as like modern day multi monitor setups are. But
yep.
you see on a desk with the panel open, you see the neurosynth computer, as you can actually see the fleshy kind of bubblegum pink interior of the neuro the organic parts of it, as you see like some spikes are sticking out of it, trailing wires, as she's been clearly working on this for a while, or ever since you gave it to her.
Mm-hmm. He's just gonna go look over. It's like, looks like you've done some good work. I didn't know they were bubblegum pink, but I've also never been like, let's crack
So,
open a computer.
well, that might be because I exposed it to direct light. Doesn't seem to have any had other effect, but it was like gray matter gray when I first popped it open, but over time it discolored. But from what Estella says, it's still healthy, still running.
I'd almost argue that it's healthier when it's exposed to sunlight, which is concerning. Um, but yeah, so what do you got for me? What you find?
So still a lot to break through. These things are naturally meant for encryption. Do you know how hard it is to decode neuron connections compared to circuit connections? It's a whole nother level. And you can see one of the screens is actually like displaying uh in era appropriate graphics, but like a 3D model, what you would guess to be like near neurons connecting, as like parts of them flash up and like there's little markers. But she goes, but from what gathered, this Eliza, Dr. Pastu. So, did you know she used to work for the Soviets before she came to Pluripotent? She mentions that a few times.
Was not the most aware, but wasn't. I
Yeah,
didn't want to say I wanted to assume, but like, you know.
and she from Ukraine, I think, from what I looked up. But
Hmm.
yeah, she says that she was poached by Pluripotent to come work for them here. Um, a little few entries complaining about how fucking hot it is here compared to being back in Ukraine.
I
So,
mean, that is a difference.
um, but yeah, seems that she's been working for them since the beginning. At least from what I can tell, she's been working not for Pluripotent, but Nevin. She
Huh.
pulls up an entry like a log on her screen, and it's like dated several years ago, like 89, 88, like the winter of 88. And she's like, it's talking about no, it would have been better than that. She was on her own for a few years. So yeah, it would have been like in the 80s, earlier 80s, mid 80s.
Mm.
Just saying that it was saying thanks to his contacts within the company, I was able to secure a comfortable position far beneath what I used to be doing for the Soviets, but they do pay better.
Yeah.
And she, the it goes on to say that while I can't pursue the work that I wish to be working on yet, the context and the context I am building and the science I am learning here is well worth the tedium of this facade. And goes, she typed, Gail flips through another one and she goes, points it out and she goes, uh, so she talks about when she got booted out for doesn't say what, but she calls the people there she points at it, and there's some rather colorful you see it's mostly in Ukrainian, but there is like translation. It's very colorful. Um Not pleased about being you know kicked out after moving her whole life to be here. But she says she's not. And then another entry, like the next date, goes much more calm and reserved, talking about how Simulacra is already working to provide her with a new workspace. And then you see a couple years later, you see success, or you see the first diagram and like a photo of a heart that is reaching out with 10 vessels, and a very very familiar sight as it's reaching out towards what looks to be like a farm goat.
Okay.
Then there is a follow-up of that same goat. She goes, oh, this is fun, and it's a little short clip of the same goat, but embedded in its side, you see the heart with the vessels dug into the flesh as the goat is ramming the glass of whatever, like the small little test chamber. And it's like you see one of the horns actually crack and split as it just mindlessly slams itself over and over against the glass before it cracks. And then you see this like gas fill the chamber, and the video cuts. So, and then she just starts going through as you start seeing just kind of the descent of Dr. Apastu as she starts talking about hunting people and specimens. And Gail goes, so it's a good thing you got this lady off the caught her because fuck. And she kind of nods over as Darius is kind of not too far off, but he's kind of listening in with his coffee, and she goes, Darius tracks some of these people down to missing persons reports.
And Carlos gives a small sign. He's like, "Look, you've gone through you've gone through her computer. I feel comfortable giving you the long end of the stick. That crew that I occasionally go palling around with the schlubby guy, as you mentioned him last night. We're getting him out of the motel area.
Okay, that
We
place is a
go.
shithole.
It is an incredible shithole, but we're moving him out. Hopefully, we were kind of like on the fence of convincing him, but we weren't quite sure if we were there yet or not.
Well, hopefully something happens to convince him because that place is just awful.
Hopefully.
It's a DM's joy to have little comments like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we have a habit of poking around places and things that we shouldn't. There was about a week or two ago now, maybe a little longer. I'm losing track of time. I got a phone call from a buddy of mine who works over at Pluripotent Hanzo. Potential wild fauna going around. And I've helped him out in the past with a couple of things due to just unfortunate circumstances and having one of those personalities that you show up into a space and you turn around and there's a big thing. Works great for baiting traps. But me and a crew, a handful of us went and we're like, hey, we took care of it. That's where like Olivia from the reserve. It was kind of a joint thing, but kind of under the radar. Well, we had a report of something that sounded like one of the big worms that had gotten out, right? They usually live fairly deep. Yeah, the graboids. So we thought we were excited and we were tracking it down because even though it's a large animal, it's got to eat. Don't want it eating people. We found instead her success, which was a graboid-sized amalgamation of living hearts consuming things.
Oh, so you actually encountered it. And she kind of looks back. She goes, mentioned after her main specimen escaped for the source of. She called it the source. After it escaped, she mentioned tracking it in the wilds, but never getting a photo of it.
We had tracked it down back to her. It was coming back for revenge, as we were jokingly putting it. I don't think it had a brain. It was an amalgamation of hearts. The specimen has been destroyed and dealt with, and she was taken into custody to who knows the fuck where.
And you hear Darius kind of chime up and goes, yeah, she was taken in by Pluripotent. You're never seeing her again.
Probably not. Which is why I came to you guys when we took her computer before Pluripotent showed up to get more insight and information.
And she's nodding along, but Darius kind of chimes up since he's listening in, and he goes, and this agent for Pluripotent Hanzo knows about all this?
Yes. He's on the thick and skinny about what to report and what not to report. I trust him.
That's somewhat of a relief.
He is actually how Pluripotent hasn't been on our ass, because he helps us cover up that stuff. Now, once again, that's why she's in custody of Pluripotent and not, the police. But it's, there's some prices you have to kind of pay for that. And instead, we're not getting, people knocking on our doors, asking questions about why are you touching Pluripotent stuff. For now.
Okay.
So So I appreciate the information. If you could compile it into a paper thing so that, we can keep it stashed, I can put it on the shelf in the back of the ride.
There's still so much to crack. Like this is like the surface level stuff, but some of the stuff I've gotten into deeper, like a lot of it is just you know scientific formula, mathematics, stuff that goes way over my head and even theirs. Um, like that's what the majority of it is. It seems like research, but there wasn't something else that you. Well, she pulls up uh, another uh, journal report, basically, or one of the entries, and it's probably only like a few months old. And she goes, "This was not long before the source broke out." She says,
Mhm.
"It she shipped." And it talks about second shipment of the modified hearts have been sent to Simulacra, uh, and saying it was and says a shipment of at least 15. And
Mm,
she goes, she, but she goes, no talk about an amalgamation, but I think that might have been the individuals like that goat.
yeah.
So I mean, you always hear Simulacra, and Darius kind of chimes in. He goes, "There's a lot of rumors around the world linking some of the more despicable bioweapon usages using pluripotent based technology and organisms for just horrendous stuff. A lot of that, when you dig deep enough, you start hearing Simulacra's name tossed around a lot."
Yep. It makes sense that if they're getting stuff out of the valley that we were going to run into it. But just be careful. And keep me updated when you get deeper, but don't
Oh,
go too deep. You can't get out.
and Darius kind of chimes in and goes, "Gail thinks I'm being paranoid and just it was pluripotent using the opportunity, but take a look at the date that she was hired, and you look at it, and it takes you a moment to realize it's only like a couple of weeks after the Chernobyl disaster."
Oh,
Oh,
this is,
Hold
this
on,
is
I need to
fun.
actually look. When did that happen?
in
Oh,
86.
yeah. So yeah, that would time up perfectly. Uh, goes. He was. Wait, and Gail goes. Me and this think that it was pluripotent took advantage of the chaos in the Soviet Union after that, and she was stationed there to poach her and some other potentials. She was in medicine, uh, but and Darius just kind of rolls his eyes and goes, "There's no such thing as coincidence.
There
There's
can be
consequence."
there's coincidence, consequence, and corroboration. 3 C's that I totally didn't just make up.
Yeah, he kind of laughs. I might have to take that, but these kind of coincidences rarely line up this well. And I mean, there's all those rumors that the Soviets have their own fledgling superorganism, but no proof of that. But I mean, just imagine. And Gail kind of rolls her eyes, and it just seems like there's like some arguments or discussions that probably going on in the background that have been going on for a while. It's just like we're not talking about this now kind of attitude. But she goes, so, and she turns back to go, so minus his rantings, and it's like, hey, little good natured, and but goes, just wanted to catch you up to speed. She says she like talks to Dr. Nevin, like occasionally. So That's one of the big things that made me go, "Oh, this lady is more well connected than we thought," because she could have just been like some random simulacra plants.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I
You'll
couldn't
hear
tell.
about random researchers and people working in Pluripone just suddenly disappear and supposedly they're, corporate spies or whatever.
Yeah. Well, for the for as far as I was aware, this lady had been fired by Pluripotent. She wasn't an
Oh, yes.
active employee. We found her just out in the desert doing mad science stuff. Which I mean, if you're gonna go isolate yourself in the shack in the desert, you're doing like one of three things. Mad science might be the most disturbing, but at least it's not drugs.
It is the 90s.
But saying that right after the arc where the mad scientist was making drugs in the desert.
I know what I was doing.
they kind of chuckle at that because, well, then Gail just suddenly yawns, like very deep yawn. She goes, "Oh, okay, it's all catching up. I'm gonna go sleep." And Darius goes,
Absolutely
"Yes,
fair.
you are." And goes, "Thank you for coming by, Carlos. She wasn't gonna sleep until she told you."
That's absolutely fair. I came as soon as I felt was a reasonable hour. Oh, and he's gonna say this as he's closing the doors, like, "Oh, and I don't know about you. Be safe out there. Stick to the streets for now." And he just kind of closes the door behind him.
And they kind of exchange a look by Darius goes, "You too. Stay safe."
Mhm.
And so you have that little update.
Yep, and I go to the diner because so far the diner has been sort of somehow the default for everybody meeting up.
There's food there.
Yeah.
It's
And
public, easily accessible seating, food.
plausible deniability.
Yep. So Carlos is gonna drive to the diner and be like, fuck, I still have to go talk to Olivia. Oh well, she'll show up eventually.
Okay. So since you showed up so early at the Falcon Lake Witness, you would probably get there, come back to your diner before anyone else showed up. So uh I guess how to up to y'all how you want to proceed. I know Hanzo said he was going to the diner. Fred, I assume after you pack up all your stuff, you're
I am
heading to the
definitely
diner.
going to the diner.
Yeah, it would want to take you long to pack up everything and from the hotel and stash it in your
I
car.
feel like he's been living out of his suitcase for a while, and he doesn't get a lot of
Yeah,
groceries.
yeah. So it would be very easy to pack everything up and thankfully leave behind the uh, Desert Bloom Hotel.
Oh.
Like you could like, I want to say that this hotel, it's like in its heyday when it was first built in like the 60s, 70s, it was very popular, very high end, but it just, tanked over the decades. Kind of what happened to a lot of Redemption when the the park, all the incidences caused it to close up and the tourism dried up because, superorganism became old news.
Yep.
Just fucking wild, but not inaccurate.
In time, even the most extreme of things can become normalized.
Indeed.
So there's a giant organism buried in the desert. So what? Like maybe 50 people live out there. It's not hurting anything.
Hanzo, you would probably be there before anyone else besides Carlos. So you two would see. I don't know if Tommy was there or not. Tommy can show up anytime he wants since he lives underneath the diner.
Yeah,
I've
Tommy's
seen
Phantom
there.
of the diner.
Bum, bum, bum.
But so yeah, you people would see Fred pull up, and
Oh, there he is.
Olivia could have gotten stuff prepared. Oh, if you wanted to do anything,
Hmm.
'Cause, yeah, it wouldn't take it.
nothing is-
You had prepped it a bit the night before, so it would be mostly just mixing them up and assembling them.
Okay.
And just for the fun of it, just roll a preparedness check, just to
Oh,
see how many
boy.
you make.
Oh boy.
I know this isn't how that roll is normally used, but you are preparing yourself.
God, 10.
Okay, you make 10 darts.
Hey, hell yeah. 10 silver nitrate. But 10 silver. Oh God.
Silver trick darts.
Thank you.
Now I know the chemistry of that's probably all fucked up. I'm just winging it. But I just know silver nitrates gets used a lot in not vampire, but werewolf stuff. Although it has been used a lot in vampire stuff. Once that rule that vampires get hurt by silver, like in that strain book, a guy makes a silver nitrate flash bomb, and because the vampires running in a line, because the one in front gets evaporated immediately, there's no shadow to protect the ones behind it, so it just wipes them out completely, and it's the most ridiculous scene in the whole book. Sorry, that was a completely random tangent.
Fine. We do that. We do that here.
Yeah, but it's even more excessive when it's the DM doing it.
Just like,
Yeah.
just as Squidward said, we ramble here, sir.
So, anyways, yeah, you all, depending if you want, can assemble at the diner.
Well,
Yeah. Why not?
a werewolf
anything else
broke
on-
into my place.
What?
Fred plops down a clump of hair. I'm assuming none of you left this last night?
What color is the
Doesn't
hair?
matter. It's like a brownish, tanny, very I don't want to say dirt colored, but yeah, it's like tannish. Like,
Considering when we met with the scrapyard werebeasts and they left behind a lot of their fur, this doesn't match
Yeah.
any of their coloration, does it?
it's a similar. It's for a moment you would think maybe it's Diana's, the were-coyotes, but it is a different shade. This is slightly dark. This is darker shade, but yeah, you would similar.
Hanzo is gonna reach into his coat or whatever he stores his things. He's gonna place that hair into a bag.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah, okay, so something broke into my place and left the door open. Just slightly, but still. Left red paint on my door. Vandalized my the hotel manager's office with the same red paint. Left lupine tracks in the parking lot. So, just in general, it makes me feel real unsafe.
Jesus.
Kind of feel like it was trying to frame me for vandalizing my manager's place, which is really weirdly specific.
Which would imply that it knows that we're onto it.
Well, that would be petty, huh?
That would be real petty. It would be some petty shit.
I mean,
I managed
But
to
how would
talk.
it even know?
I mean, Hanzo, how long were you over there at the dump?
I
He was
mean,
taking it out for a couple of hours.
Listen, I'm not really caring about the hows at the moment. I'm caring about the what happened, who broke into my house, what did they do? Anyway, I'm not staying at that motel anymore.
Wait, Fred,
Yeah?
did you check your palm for a pentagram?
What?
Don't fuck with me like that, man.
But did you?
He looks at
You
my
look
palms.
You only see the smudge of like the red paint.
Yeah, just red paint. I think
Okay, good.
we're okay.
It is vaguely circular in shape, but maybe if you squint. But
if you
no,
read
it's
into
a
it,
paint.
maybe.
Yeah, if you read into
We'll
it,
read into it.
Okay.
that sounds like it. That sounds like it would be an actual. That sounds like an actual move for a Monster of the Week character. Read into that.
It's part of the conspiracy theorist class.
So, yeah. Good you're out from there.
Yep. So, what the fuck?
Did
Well,
you?
if-
I mean, I get if you just got out of there, but did you like check around your apartment?
No, I got out of there. I considered it, but then I thought, I'm alone. What if it's hiding in here, just waiting to jump out or something? Or alternatively, what if it, like, wants to further frame me?
That's fair. Fair.
absolutely valid for you to consider your safety first.
Wait,
Was
what?
anything
What hair
out,
color
please?
is Fred?
Oh, he's a brunette.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit darker than Fred's hair, but not too far off.
Yeah, it can't be mine.
As I said, this may imply that it's on to us. This may have been a message.
Did anyone else hear like a high pitched dinging sound?
It did.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Yes. I was going to say it
That was the
probably
bell
followed.
from the diner.
It probably was lurking not too far out from where it had chased that one kid, which was by the scrapyard. Probably picked up on Hanzo's scent, followed it back here, and left a message. Because it can talk. Well, we know it can talk, but
I think we all are in agreement that this is not a simple animal. This is an intelligent
No.
being.
oh yeah, no.
Deliberately and maliciously intelligent.
Yeah, I figured that out when the coyote started talking.
What?
The were coyote.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of which, Carlos,
Yes.
with your
I'm going to
It
assume
may-
that you're all sitting off in like the corner booth.
Yes, this is the
Yeah.
this is the booth of you go over here and you don't want people to fucking talk to you.
Yeah, you see the Falcon Lake Witness trio in there sometimes.
Yes.
it may have done this to leave a message for us. However, it left a lot more than that behind. A piece of itself. Through your magic, Carlos, would you be able to track it?
Or curse it. Give it festering boils, Carlos.
Fred, my wonderful friend, the one who has helped save the lives of so many people. I am not a witch. I am not going to put boils onto somebody.
I mean,
Aw.
can you?
I've never tried, and nor do I want somebody. Boils are uncomfortable, man. Like, at that point, I'm just gonna go out and beat him with a baseball bat to send a message.
Can you cast a spell where he gets beaten by a baseball bat?
I can
Yeah,
go get a baseball bat.
Yeah, it's called purchase baseball bat.
It's called Scroll of Summon Jersey Mike.
Scroll of Summon Jersey.
Oh no.
Hey, asshole! I got your butt whooping right here!
But Carlos be like, I can see what I can do. I can't promise anything. It sometimes likes to fight me. It's like a fish, or a particularly upset cat,
If
or
not,
a child, allegedly.
if you're not certain this can work, perhaps we can take this to our new friends. I assume they have superior senses than we do, and they have reason to stop this thing.
Yeah. I mean, I can always give it a shot. Worst case comes to worst, it fizzles out, and we're back at square one.
I mean, worst case scenario, you could use it up and it could be burnt up. Your stuff has won pyrotechnic before.
I chose pyrotechnics because fire's fun, not because it's my only wheelhouse.
That being said, how much of this would you need in order to perform your magic?
Oh, probably just a small little chunk of it. And I'm going to take probably... So there's like a fistful of hair, right?
It's not like a large amount, but it was like enough to hold between like finger and thumb.
Oh, enough to hold between finger and thumb?
Yeah, it's not like a fistful. It's like a more than a pinch. It's not a super large amount.
Okay. Carlos will split it in half.
It's not like the way my dog is shedding right now.
Carlos will split it in half and hand half back to you, Hanzo, and be like, just in case. This probably should be enough. But I'm going to wait till after breakfast because, one, doing magic on an empty stomach is like starting a car cold and driving. You just don't do it.
Also, as you've been sitting there, you have the TV going just for the morning news, and almost deja vu. There's like an alert saying, "This just in, another reported, or it's like, victim found mauled to death in the desert. Residents are warned to watch out for possible mountain lion attacks." This comes a day after a previous victim was found not far outside of town. And they continue to go on and say,
Oh, great. Now we got mountain lions on top of werewolves.
No, that's him, Fred.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And it goes, victim is reported to be Alexander Woodrow, synaptic analyst working for Pluripotent Industries.
Oh.
And it continues on just saying, talking about precautions, not going out at night in the desert, making sure you keep pets inside, that kind of thing.
Well, someone's been busy.
No kidding.
I'm gonna say this is when Winifred comes in after her nap with her horrible multicolored parasol.
Oh, hey, we're over here. Carlos is waving from the booth.
I see you. How the hell can you see
Hey, Winifred.
Broke into my house.
What now?
Yeah, so something broke into my house and tried to frame me for vandalizing the manager's office. So left some fur, had some lupine tracks. Kind of freaked out.
guess you're moving sooner.
Yep, all packed.
She's gonna look at Carlos and go, "You have like food you can give him to put in the fridge that I don't use."
Yeah, we can get him some
We
stuff.
can go. We can do some shopping
Yeah,
later.
you have a fridge, but the only thing you have in there is the new blood.
Yeah.
We can get some shopping done later. If we need to.
So they left some shit behind. God, that fucking
Yeah.
sun is bright and I hate you.
Me or the sun?
Everything. That was an everything
Valid.
statement.
You know, fair enough. Tell you what. I'll help get some food for him when we move him into the next place.
No rush on that. On the food, I need to not be in that motel anymore.
You do not need to be in there anymore.
So, what are we doing with this? And she looks at the fluff in your hand. This shit. What's
Hey,
this for?
Carlos,
Yes?
need some help. Sandy's not in.
Sandy's not in?
No, she said, as you see, it's not the night waitress, but
damn.
one of the you realize that one of the other night waiters, he had to stay late. He's only part-time usually. He covers the shifts that Sierra doesn't take. But he goes, yeah, sorry, she just called saying that something about the twins. I don't know. She sounded really worried, but I'm already.
Fuck me.
I mean, I don't mind earning a little bit of overtime, but you're the boss.
And you'll be cool with it?
Yeah.
Cool, because I don't want to fuck you over in case if you had plans or something. But if you're cool with it, yeah, fill in. I'm gonna go check.
Yeah, this is a rather young guy. You know, he's like in college but takes mostly night shifts. At first, you thought he might have been a vampire, but now he's just a night bird.
I relate to this.
But so yeah, he goes. She said, and he goes, she said if you call her, that'd be good, but something about the kids got her worried.
All right, thank you for letting me know. I'll give her a call. He says, tucking the small tuft of fur away, and then going to the phone, quickly calling her number, which Grayson doesn't know. The player doesn't know, but Carlos would know off the top of his head.
Yeah.
Wait for an answer.
Why do I always lose? Oh, there they are, the twins. Jeez. Okay. So, it only rings a few times before it answers, as she goes, yes, hello?
Hey,
Rio?
not Rio. Carlos. Got Rio's taking over for you for your shift. What's up?
No, Rio would be for kids.
Oh, Rio.
Manny and Rio, are the twins.
Yep, Manny and Rio's like, nope, not Rio. Did they not come home last night?
No, they were here this morning. They were just going to go out riding their bikes, but then when I went to call them, they were just going. They were supposed to be back by the time I was going to go, come in for my shift. But no, I can't find them.
Okay. Not a good thing with the mountain lion stuff going around. You know roughly where they were heading?
I just saw that on the news. That's what's got me got me really worried. It's not the first time they've been riding their bikes for too long, lose track of time. Sometimes I forgot to wear the watch, but
I understand. No worries.
you can tell Sandy. She's a very reserved woman, very calm and collected normally, and this is the most she she only really gets worried when her kids are involved.
Understandable.
Yeah. Don't worry about coming in. We got your shift covered. Do you want me to come out and try to help you find him?
I mean, I don't want to force you to do that, but that would be a real big help.
It wouldn't be a problem.
They said they were going to ride their bike along the river like they'd always do.
There's the thought flash of, oh crap, last time they went to the river, they got attacked by a chupacabra, and their Ciantre showed up. I'm over here at the diner. I've got a couple of people. I'll grab Fred since he's here if he doesn't mind helping.
Yeah, sure.
And we'll take a look for him. If you find him first, just call at the diner, and we'll get in touch with you if we find him and bring him back here.
Okay, that would be that would be a big relief. So just and she goes, I'll go back out, start looking from my neighborhood, and she lives not far from you. That's like one of the reasons why she likes working for you. You're so close. But and she goes, I'll start from here. You guys start from there. They like to hang out because where you're at, there's a lot of good areas for like riding bike through the dirt and stuff. A few empty lots that are piles of dirt.
100% understand. We'll check from here. And like I said, if you don't hear from us, meet up at the diner in about 20 minutes or so, and we should hopefully have them.
Okay, thank you. So,
and he'll hang up the phone and go out back to the table and be like, so the kids that were attacked by the chupacabra, they're supposed to be back about 20 to 30 minutes ago, which is why my staffer's late, and they haven't come back yet. So Fred, come on.
Yeah,
we're going to go save the kids again.
Okay.
They know you. They like you. It'll work out.
All right. Look for these kids.
I mean, he blinks like, all right. You don't have to if you don't want to, but after.
I'm not gonna just let these two kids possibly get hurt from what we are trying to take care of.
Fair enough.
If everyone else is going, perhaps I could take the remaining hair to one of our friends.
Yes. That would be good.
When this thing will strike again.
And what were you doing with your piece of it, Carlos?
Currently, it is chilling in his pocket. Once the kids are found, he's going to try to spend some time to figure out, hey, how does this work? But then you threw a curveball at me, man. I got to fix the curveball.
And where were you going with that, Hanzo? You said friends?
I will take it to one of the beasts that I know would be active and awake at this time.
Okay. Now, you're pretty sure, since it looks like fresh hair fur, that you would be able to also get it tested at the preserve if you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you want to go off to the. Let's see. You're not sure where, like you know where Denise McCoran lives at the scrapyard, but you know that Diana is Phil's wife, and Phil works and lives at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure where Ripley and Magnus live.
Right.
Where do you want to go?
Phil is more of a night owl, isn't he?
He'd probably be, in bed by now, yeah.
So, and the other ones, I don't really know where they live.
Right.
So I guess it's heading to Phil's wife. Fuck, the name's escaping me.
Diana.
Yeah, Diana. She just runs the scrapyard, right?
No, Denise is the one who runs the scrapyard. Diana is her sister, the were-coyote. Phil's wife.
All right. So
Denise would probably be able to tell you where to find her.
yeah. At least it gives me a lead. So I will head to the scrapyard.
Okay. They're heading off there while Carlos, Fred, Olivia, and anyone else looking for the kids?
I'm going with to look for the kids unless Hanzo wants me to come with, just in case.
In case I don't believe it will be necessary. In case the rest of the group does somehow encounter the creature, it would be best if you were there.
Man, what if it encounters you?
Got a point.
I can defend myself.
Hanzo's like, I have a gun.
Is that Hanzo? He has a gun.
Alright.
And then, Tommy, you're going to search for the kids, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
To be fair, I can turn into a freaking coyote now, so I would be able to sniff them out.
Exactly.
Anything to make sure they're doing okay is, in this kind of a situation, what I'm worried about.
Let's go find them then.
Okay. So, Hanzo, you're heading off to...
Hanzo.
Yes.
It's not ideal, but if you do run into it, it's not ideal, and it isn't gonna. You'd have to get close to use it, but she hands him one of the darts.
Thank you.
She whispers just because we're in public. I've added silver nitrate to the tranquilizer.
Understood. Thank you.
Yeah, you better fucking not get got. You hear me?
I do not plan to.
Alright, I go.
Alright. So, Hanzo, you're off to the scrapyard while everyone else... Do you want to split up to look for them? Or move as a group? Because, from experience, Fred and Carlos, that the kids, they like to ride their bikes along the dirt path, along the river, while also sometimes going along the canals that split off it, or like I said, they like sometimes to find like the dirt lots to go riding around the, ramping off the dirt piles. So there are a few likely places that you could start looking, but it would probably be faster to split up,
Okay.
cover more ground.
It's not a safe splitting up, but there's more of a chance that we'll find them before something happens.
And actually, Tommy, you would know
Yep.
that since the drainage thing that you are living in, one of the exits is right by the river. You have seen them ride by a couple of times, so you would know. You have a idea of where they might be too. So
Okay. So Tommy's going to take that way.
since the entrance to the drainage system isn't that far from where Carlos's place is.
All right, go into the drainage system. Gonna look in there.
Okay,
Yep.
just be careful.
Sounds like
Okay.
this muffled Tommy's got the lean.
God. If Tommy became a
Tommy's
vampire, it's just like, can you imagine him sculling up the side of a building? Like a lizard, you say?
Middle of the
Well-
night, someone opens their window. You want some ranch?
No.
There are ways to be cryptids. This is not it.
Yeah, I regret bringing that up. So, anyways, so everyone's splitting up. This isn't really like, What kind of role would I ask to search for lost children?
Investigate a mystery?
Could do an
Yeah,
act
kind
under
of.
pressure.
Because that is trying to do what you're saying. Yeah. Well, it's not really. I mean, there is pressure yet, but not like the situational pressure to call for that yet.
Fair.
You know what?
Read
let's
a bad
just-
situation.
Instead of like rolling an actual thing, let's just everyone roll 2d6. The people that are searching.
Okay.
More of a randomization thing.
Am I able to get my +1 from being a sniffy little coyote?
Sure.
3.
7.
What's the rolling thing
Oh,
again?
exclamation mark R. Nine and 8. And Tommy, if you want to roll just 2d6.
Yeah, let me go ahead. And...
Also, Fred.
Oh, I got a 6.
6? Okay.
Oh, hold on. Let me edit.
Yeah, just the R.
Okay.
You gotta re-enter it. It doesn't like it when it's an edited message.
There
There
we
it
go.
goes.
Oh my god.
Nice. Okay. So you split up. Tommy, you're going to check your territory. I'm hearing meows.
I think that's
Yeah.
shady.
It's Hobbs.
Oh.
Mew.
Yeah, I just got back earlier today, so he's wanting attention.
Fair.
Little slut.
So you go off to check out the underground. Hopefully the kids that go in there, because from experience that place is very easy to get lost in.
Mhm.
And so, Olivia, you splitting up
Yeah.
with Winifred, or how are people splitting up? Individually or in pairs?
I'd say in pairs for maximum safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Imagine. I'll go. Oh, there's an odd number of us though.
Carlos.
Yeah, Tommy seems to be going alone in the or the drainage system. That okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Carlos and Fred were going
Friends
together.
are going. So I get Winifred.
You get a coyote suddenly, who's
Get
twice
a
the
coyote
size,
suddenly.
twice the size as normal coyotes.
She blinks at you. I'm still not
Oh.
used to that.
Yeah, so you would just from a distance you look like a big dog that Olivia's taking a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you see a coyote that size, your instinct is like, oh, that's a big dog, and not that is a big coyote.
Yeah.
They might think you're a coy dog. Those things are a problem, like legitimately a problem.
So are koi wolves.
Okay.
Cool.
That's Tommy inviting someone to see his place someday. Anyway,
Wipe your feet, please.
As you all split up, Carlos and Fred, you kind of head north along the river, kind of following where you've mostly seen the kids riding along that path. Were you taking a car? Because there is like a road that mostly follows the river. There are a few parts where you would probably have to get out to like really get a good look at the river, but for the most part, you'd be able to follow with your car if you're just sailing along it.
Yep. Just slowly going along, shouting Rio and Hannah's name just to be like, hey, something ain't right.
Yeah. So, and then Olivia and Winifred, you start heading out towards the fields Carlos told you about where they were. The kids and some other bike riders go sometimes.
Okay.
And actually, honestly, Olivia, growing up, you've probably spent time riding your bike around town, doing
Yeah,
similar when you were a
absolutely.
kid. But yeah, so you go on off, Tommy. You start searching the more obvious entrances to the, quote unquote underground. But so
We're gonna have like an adventure down here at some point.
One day.
and as you're going along, Fred and Carlos, you don't really see anything. You do see some other kids riding their bikes. Actually, no, it's I don't think we'll just say it's like today's like a day off because I realize the kids should have really been in school, not riding their bikes around anyways. But whatever. Yeah, you do see some other kids riding their bikes, but other than a few moments, was like, is that them? No. Uh, don't really, you don't really spot anything yet. Uh, Olivia and Winifred, you are looking around for a bit, and there's a moment, Winifred, where you do catch where you don't smell the fur if you were trying to track that, but you do smell what might have been like the kids because you are around them enough that you would recognize because they're always hanging out at the diner.
Mm-hmm.
But that's as you get closer to one of the big lots that was probably bulldozed for construction sometime, but now is just mostly an empty dirt lot with some piles of dirt that have been smoothed over from all the bikes riding over it. As you do see some kids riding around, and it's faint, like maybe they might have been here earlier, but you think you might have the start of a trail for the kids.
Okay.
But as you are like sniffing around on Olivia trail, like some of these kids, like some of them are actually teenagers. Like one of them stops and this girl, she like teenagers, she goes, "Whoa, that's the It's not a coyote. It's the biggest one I've seen.
No, it's just a dog. Don't worry, kids.
She just looks
Dang.
like that.
And like some of the other kids are like pulling up. Like a younger one goes, "Can I pet it?"
It's not safe to pet coyotes, kid.
No. She's not a. God, I look at Winifred. What does your face say?
It's a dog face.
Callie?
It's a face
Do you look angry?
where
Upset?
you're not entirely sure which way or the other if she will bite their hand off or allow it.
I
Listen.
don't know, kids. She's not great with new people.
And a few of them seem to nod, understandingly, but some of the younger ones don't seem to really grasp that as one of them gets off their bike and this young boy starts
It will be a valuable lesson.
like,
How-
"Here,
how
puppy,
young?
puppy."
How young?
Like 8.
If they say here puppy puppy, there's like a sigh where it looks like the soul is leaving her body, but she does go over and allows it.
And they hold out their hand. They're not immediately trying to pet, so this kid at least knows something. So once they realize you're not going to bite their hand off, they very excitedly start petting. And it's like a sign for, like, it's almost like a sign goes off, and now a bunch of the other kids just start walking up,
Oh,
start
God
trying to
damn
pet. Distraction.
No. Kids, we really gotta get going though.
And it's like, okay. And you see some other kids, like, they give a few scritches, before flying back, and you hear, as they walk off, Olivia, you can't hear them, but Winifred, you've got both coyote hearing and vampire hearing going for you now. So you actually hear two of the kids as they're walking off. They look to be like 10-ish, roughly around the same age as the twins. They go, "Oh man, Manny would have loved to see that."
Oh,
Yeah.
kids, actually. Hey, kids.
All of them stop and look back.
It's Manny and.
Rio.
Have you guys seen Manny or Rio today? We're looking for them. Their mom's worried about them.
Oh yeah, they thought they were going home to, to go meet their mom.
How long ago
Earlier
was
today.
that?
And one of the teenage ones looks at their watch and they go, about an hour ago.
All right.
That would have been line up roughly around the time they should have shown up back home.
Okay, so they were late leaving.
Oh, no, they
Yeah.
no. It sounds like they left on time, but they just never seemed to get home, or they.
All right. Thanks,
They
kids.
say they saw them like maybe hour and a half ago.
Thanks, kids. Keep an eye out for them.
No. Winifred, there is a partial trail you might be able to follow.
Okay.
No.
I will follow that as best as I can.
Okay. And let's see. Tommy,
Yo.
switch over to you first for a moment. You are. Yeah, no, we're switching over to you for a moment. As you start going through, you start trailing along, like, it's kind of an empty wash where most of the floodwaters would rush into during rain or whatever, and then go in, either underground to the cistern or wash out into the river. But you're walking along, you've seen them biking up that sometimes. It's a good shortcut because sometimes it goes underneath some of the streets. You don't have to wait for lights or jaywalk or anything. But As you're walking along, you see a bike on its side by one of the entrances into the drainage system. And it looks about the right size and kind of familiar.
Okay. And you said it's by an entrance?
Yeah, it's one of the. It's not the same one that like goes to where you live, but it leads into the same system.
Okay. Tommy is going to go down that.
Okay, and when you approach it, you see the second bike, a matching bike, uh, partially inside, like it was like, but it's not like dropped on the ground; it's propped up against the side. But and when you're looking around, going off of that, just that simple 11 before I asked for serious rolls, you do see what looks to be some footprints in the dry sand and dirt.
Okay. Which way did they go, George? Which way did they go?
That would be an investigate a mystery. 2d6 plus sharp.
All right, cool. I
Also,
got
I'm
a
sorry,
2.
Winifred. Oh no, I'm sorry, Winifred, but you're a big dog going around. We're a bunch of kids. It's just like it was inevitable.
No, she knows. It's just her face.
Yeah. Olivia's like, quick, what's the story from the kids? I didn't say anything.
Not a miss. Tommy, have you leveled up? Because it seems more often than not you like snake eyes it. It's a little concerning.
Yeah, failing does give you the XP.
I am currently level 4.
Okay. But
Question.
Hmm.
Would that be 2 EXP since I rolled a highlighted stat as well?
PT, would that be, or is it just the same? Just one?
Does that stack?
I think that would be 2.
I would
don't
say
know.
so, but ultimately it's your ruling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a DM rule.
Yeah.
You know what? Sure.
Okay. Noted.
But you reveal some information on a miss. So as you start looking around, and you start realizing that these footprints look like they are going inside. Not like running footprints. It looks like just looks like walking. Maybe the kid didn't like bother with setting up their bike, and just dropped it where they were. But as you start going deeper, you're walking along, and then you start hearing what sounds like running footsteps as tearing around the corner. You see like a flashing, like a bobbing light as you can see running around the corner, small like child-sized flashlight in hand. You see the twins come tearing around, panic on their faces as they see you, and they like kind of hesitate for a moment, but then there's this like scratching of claw on cement from behind them, and they both give shouts of terror as they dash forward, and then behind you, try to putting you between them and whatever was behind them. As you look, they don't have their flashlight trained on what's behind them, but you see in just at the edge of where you can see the light, goes completely into darkness at the edge of where this tunnel meets a junction or another tunnel itself. As you see, slinking in barely into the shadows, a large hunched form dark, but you see what looks to be like stripes across its back as it turns a long, narrow snout in the direction of you and the kids, as there's just this deep rumbling growl as it's just staring you down.
Mm-hmm. Tommy stares back. It's like,
And then there's a moment where the rumble seems to stop. As you see it tilt its head, this long, narrow snout, and you just hear this deep rumbling voice go, Thomas? No.
who the
And it
fuck are
just
you?
dashes into the tunnel as you just see this flash of this dark shape striped just dash further into the darkness and just leaves.
Mhm.
And the kids are like clutching you, and they are, once the thing is gone, they just start sobbing.
All right, kids, let's get you out of here. And Tommy just starts guiding them back to their bikes.
Yeah, so it takes a moment before they can like collect themselves, and before they like sniffling, they're like thank you, as they start picking up their bikes and start following you. And that'd be about the time that Winifred and Olivia, you kind of
Yeah.
crest over the edge of where this this empty canal is, as you see Tommy walking with the kids.
There's a
Tommy.
canine sigh.
Thank fucking goodness. Hey kids, are you okay?
They kind
Yeah.
of are sniffling as they like look up, and they nod and they go, "There's we were following one of the big lizards, and then something." Oh, and they kind of shudder. Something big is in there. It was playing with us.
It was
Kept chasing us, following us, but it
playing with you?
Toying with them.
Toying.
I know, I get it, guys. You don't need. I'm not.
they kind of they're kind of silent and sniffly, and they're just like, this obviously shook them.
Hey,
Come on,
hey, your mom sent us.
Yeah, let's get you back to your mom.
Yeah, your mom sent us to come find you. Let's get you home.
Okay.
Winifred.
I would say, Olivia, you
Yeah?
do have the walkie-talkies.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot I had these. Will they work under here?
No, you're not underground. You are now out in the little canal.
Okay. She'll pull it out
It's
and
empty at the moment, since it's no, there's been no rain or anything. So at the moment, it's completely dry and dusty.
okay. She'll grab the radio. Guys, we found them.
Oh, thank fuck.
There's a faint giggle at hearing Carlos swear.
Yeah, language, Carlos. You're gonna have to
Carlos,
deal
what
with
type
that
of
if their mom
language?
is. You're gonna have to deal with that with their mom.
They're teenagers practically. They already know how to swear, and they find it hilarious.
Yeah, they're 10. Well, so yeah, they're at the age where swearing is hilarious. Hearing adults swear, especially.
All right. We found them. We're gonna take them to the diner.
Okay. I'll meet you up over there. I'll give their mom a call.
Please do. She'll like step like a little bit away from the kids and just, Carlos, it was down there. It was chasing them.
Down where? Like I'm over here at the river.
So yeah, it was they were in the sewers, and it was too.
Okay, but they're out. They're safe.
They're safe, yeah.
Okay, cool. Then we can go in and hunt it in the sewers. It almost makes sense. It's a place that's pitch dark 24/7, where else would a nocturnal predator on the individual be going?
Did we hear them hear it talk to Tommy?
Nope.
Okay.
At least you and Winifred didn't. The kids might have, but sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're fine.
No.
Okay, so I need you to put the radio by the kids again, real quick, Olivia. Do me a favor.
All right. But that's so.
And Tommy.
Kids,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
kids, how many times has your mother told you not to play in the sewers?
And they like Manny, the boy, he's kind of sniffling, but it's real. The girl, she just gives this exasperated, too many times to count.
And how many
like, the
times?
same cadence that you've heard the mother chastise them about doing things more times than she can count and stuff. Very obvious.
Did you think I was joking when I said there were creatures down in the sewers that would eat you?
They kind of glance at each other, and Manny kind of whispers to Rio, he's like, normally I just think he's lying, but
This isn't even the first time you've been rescued from near eating.
That one was by
Yeah.
the river. That's different.
not actually that far away, honestly, because this canal goes to the river.
I'm glad you're okay. I'm gonna go let your mom know. She was really panicked and worried. So, Olivia's a friend of mine.
I mean, I was there. I got the. I was here when we got them with Fred.
Oh yeah, they know everyone in the group.
Oh yeah, they're friends of mine. No worries. This is just the okay. How do I console a scared child? Brain activate moment. If you're there with Tommy, he's a little grungy, but you know he means well.
Oh, he saved us.
Oh, good on you there, man.
Yeah. What did you do, Tommy?
Apparently, it just wanted to go after children. When it saw someone else, it was like it slunk back into the darkness.
Fucking.
I mean, that makes sense, I suppose. But we'll talk about that when you guys get away enough from the sewer that I'm not worried about it coming back.
Yeah. No, we're getting out of here.
So
Winifred's still in giant dog form.
Yeah.
She just kind of walks over to the kids, really, open and friendly dog language, body-wise.
yeah, and very quickly they start, petting and smiling. It definitely helps.
Aw.
And there is a smug-ass look over at Olivia.
Her smug aura mocks
Dog
me.
smug.
Why are you doing it at me?
Because it's funny.
You say to the coyote.
Yeah. She doesn't say anything, but she like puts her arms up like, what?
I know, it's just funny, just someone looking at the dog is like, what's with that look? Why are you giving me that look?
Because it's hilarious.
But, yeah, so as you escort the kids back to the diners, they start saying, like, they were were riding home and they saw one of the weird big lizards that walk on two legs before it dashed inside, and they wanted to see it. And Tommy, you realize they're describing the same thing that keeps raiding your fucking food.
At that, Tommy realized, oh shit, my food. I'll see you guys later. I gotta go check on my food. And Tommy scrambles back into the sewers.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
just-
Tommy.
And he's gone.
Okay, we're gonna get you kids to your mom, and
like
then
the
we're gonna go
Mario
make sure.
pipes. Boop, boop, boop.
And we'll go, or go get your mom, and then we'll go make sure Tommy's okay.
Well, yeah, you get them quickly back to the diner, and Carlos, I'll say that you have the number for Sandy's pager, so you get contact with her, and she kind of skids into the parking lot at the same time.
Oh my
You
God.
and the kids are walking up, and she gets out, and both kids kind of
Oh no, it's mom.
yeah, they kind of look at each other like, uh-oh, before she rushes over and starts hugging them and chastising them, like, very lovingly but rapidly in Spanish.
Yeah.
There's a smile. I was like, it's not me this time. I'm okay.
There was an animal that chased them in the sewers. Tommy scared it off, but
Oh, good.
I'm gonna go.
And she looks around, sees Tommy's not there, and she goes, I'll have to thank him later.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna head there and see if I can't catch whatever this thing is. It's my job.
Yeah, of course. And
You
she,
just
like, sorry, what?
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
She, like, pulls back from, like, finally stops hugging the kids, puts them at arm's length, like a hand on on their shoulder, and then the hand goes to an ear each and goes, I told you, stop chasing weird lizards you see. And then we're like, mom, okay. Yeah, it's like not hard, but enough to be like, pay attention.
Yeah.
And then very quickly she hugs them again. She goes, okay, but I have to start rethinking maybe you just riding your bike all the time if there's things in the sewers, chupacabras. And the kids look a little panicked at that. Like, no, mom, it's okay. We'll behave. We won't, we won't go chasing animals anymore.
Yeah, your mom might be right, kids. There's been a lot of animals out and about lately.
You know what? Is there anyone here who has like a good sense for when people might be lying? I know that's a rule an expert that the expert has, but
I'd say Carlos as a con man probably has some experience
Yeah.
knowing when people are lying.
when
Yeah,
they say
that
they're
does
not
make sense.
they're not going to chase animals anymore, they kind of give the exchange a look that might be a twin thing, but you get this sense of like there was a moment where they both decided to make an exception for something, but you're not sure what. There's that shifty exchange like look where it's just like, where you get what I'm saying? It's
I
like
guess
someone who
as someone with siblings, I understand 100% what you're saying.
yeah. It's hard to describe because being the oldest of four, it's hard to describe that like silent communication that siblings can have to a single child. But so they get hustled inside the diner. Sandy, she tells you, she goes, let me just give me half an hour or maybe an hour, and I'll be able to resume shift. I'll make sure they behave themselves. They got homework they need to be working on anyways. They'll make sure they sit their butts in a booth. And the kids just kind of like roll their eyes. Okay, mom. But yeah, you know that they were probably going to show up with her to do their homework anyways, because a lot of the times they will sometimes hang out at the diner during her shifts. It's easier than like finding a babysitter sometimes for them. But
Mhm.
not to get too much into the details of this family. What were the rest of you? Oh, Hanzo.
Yes.
Good time to go back to you. I almost forgot about you. I'm sorry.
It's good.
So you are going to the scrapyard, yes?
Correct.
Okay. And when you pull in, doesn't look to be any customers there. Because like you saw occasionally people show up, um, and like drive off. You know, like when you were staking out the place yesterday. Seems occasionally, sometimes people look to be a lot of mechanic-looking fellows, and people would show up, and then depart with what looks to be like a random part. But you go into the office and you see Carrie, the daughter of Denise, who kind of works as the receptionist for the thing. Looks up and she goes, "Oh, Hanzo, yeah.
Yes.
Uh, you need to talk to Mom. She's outside in her workshop, working on the ostrich piece."
Thank you.
He nods and uh, walking into the back. Sure enough, you hear the sound of a welder going as you walk past that large, like steam train automaton looking statue, and like some other pieces that are, now that it's daytime, you can appreciate them a bit more. Um, yeah, I actually realized that she, I used to, like, see something. You realize that maybe some of the other metal sculptures you've seen around town might be her work.
Hmm.
But you find her, and following the sound of a blowtorch or welder, you see the sparks flying as she's attaching what looks to be like some a bunch of springs coiled up to make the neck of what you would assume to be the ostrich. And as you walk up, she flicks it off, lifts up the welding visor, goes, "Hanzo, you're back soon."
Yes. It's about our mutual concern.
Yeah. She kind of does a quick glance around, and as she walks up, taking off the welder's mask and the big heavy gloves, goes, yeah, uh, what's up?"
I
So, with concern.
am to understand that, getting close for just like whispering purposes, that beasts have superior senses to ordinary humans.
Anna nods. Yeah, Diana, she kind of rolls her, does a little chuckle and rolls her eyes. Diana thinks it's embarrassing, but yeah, she's got a pretty good sniffer now.
I have acquired. Reaches into his pocket and pulls out the bag with the fur in it. I have acquired fur that I have reason to believe belongs to our culprit.
And I squints at it. She goes, it's a different shade, but it almost looks like hers. I mean, I know she sheds all over the place when after she shifts, but
Yes, we found this, or rather, Klutzman found this.
Yep.
He found it this morning. There were apparently something had vandalized the motel he was staying at. Left behind tracks. And this.
And it was he found it at the vandalism place, or where it was vandalized?
Yes, and suspiciously, the paint used in the vandalism was led to Klutzman's door, which was unlocked when he woke up this morning.
There's like that sucking inhale through her teeth that she goes, okay, I don't want to alarm, but my first instinct is to think it might be his. He's a brunette, if I remember right.
Correct.
Uh, so Diana, first couple months, first couple nights after she first shifted, and apparently this is kind of a thing for people who are like violently afflicted. You don't really recall the first couple times because it's so intense, and a lot of times people act out on urges they would ignore during the more inhibited times. I'm not trying to say Fred's a werewolf, but keep an eye on him.
Yes. It
Um,
does not preclude the possibility. However, I have reason that I personally believe that this was a deliberate message to us.
oh, right, you all went over to Fred's place last night and
Correct.
watched those werewolf movies. Just gotta seemed a little concerned to that. She goes, so yeah, I'm definitely telling Carrie she can't go out this weekend. Yeah. So I'll give Diana a call. She's probably yeah. I'll give her a call. This is concerning if you think you're being targeted.
My concern is that it knows that we're onto it.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just go inside and I'll call her up real quick. You can come on over. And you follow her back inside, and she goes, "Carrie, call your aunt. Tell her she needs to get over here real quick about stuff that happened last night." And Carrie seems to get the implication. She nods and goes, "Oh, yeah, come on." She calls up. So, um, anything you wanted to talk to them while waiting for her? Just I don't want to like take away chances for talking with NPCs, of course.
No, I can't think of anything at the moment.
Okay. So you make small chat as eventually maybe like
It's
20
Hanzo.
minutes
He
later.
probably doesn't talk at all.
I mean, he's decently chatty with the group,
He
but
can be very silent.
that's true. But I mean, hey, I gotta stand up for a fellow introvert. Be nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an introvert. I realize I talk way too much to be an introvert, but um, eventually, like 20 minutes, half an hour later, she pulls in, and he kind of steps in, goes, "So business from last night, developments?" And
Yes.
when she sees you sitting there, Hanzo.
I fill her in on what we have discovered this morning.
Oh. And she goes, "Now, where was the fur found? Was it found inside Fred's place?"
I
Which,
believe
yes, it
so.
was. Yeah. Yeah, he found it like on the by his door. But she goes, kind of glances back at Denise, and she goes, I don't want to alarm your friend, but yeah, that sounds like what happened to me. I went and might have chewed on some tires of some assholes that were really stressing me out around the time."
Yes, the possibility was brought up.
But
It
he hasn't
didn't
been bitten, right?
match his hair, did it?
They're both
It-
brown hair, but the shade was slightly different. You know.
Even if he is a werebeast, following this should. What's the word? Fuck.
Illuminate.
If we follow the scent of this, it'll lead us to whatever dropped it. And if that is Klutzman, then it's Klutzman.
Okay. Well, let me see it. This is embarrassing. And she takes the bag and opens it and just takes a big old whiff and a couple of big deep sniffs, and she doesn't snort up the fur, thankfully, but she's just like, it is familiar. I've definitely smelt this when running around in the desert.
Would you be able to track it?
If I can find then she kind of like does a sniff to the air, and she goes, then she like zips up the bag and makes sure, like hands it back, and she starts sniffing. Oh gee, sorry. My own respiratory system tried to kill me there for a second.
Oh.
She like hands it back after closing it, making sure it's closed, and she starts sniffing the air again, and she's like, faint, but sounds like they were here recently. She kind of goes, I mean, Fred was here last night, so
We shall see.
she goes, I mean, I'll be perfectly honest, I'm not really. It's a lot more effective when I'm shifted,
Yes,
but
imagine so, but I will not ask that of you.
yeah, I not close enough to Halloween for me to be running around during the day shifted, which I have done before. Risky, but it's fun.
That's so.
Yeah. And she kind of thinks about it. She goes, actually, I think this year Halloween is a full moon. That'll be fun. I actually don't know if a full moon in '92 was on Halloween or not, but
It's fine.
Alternate universe.
yep. So she goes, I mean, I can try sniffing around tonight, once sun's down, and I can actually go around without possibly fighting it, but there's also the risk I'll run into it, and
I'm not asking you go alone.
no, I'd probably bring Phil with me. He'd be here with me if he wasn't, asleep right now.
If you can follow this scent, just using these senses, I will accompany you.
Oh, you mean like right now?
He kind of gives a look. It's like this thing is killing people and putting a target on your back.
Yeah.
It would probably be in your best interests.
Yeah. So, okay. Okay. That was close. Anyways,
Curious.
yeah, it's a full moon this year. I'll just say for this setting. But so Hanzo, she goes, well, should we start at Fred's place, or I mean,
How recent did you say you smell it here?
Honestly, until you, I mean, it smells like the jumble when all your friends showed up. Maybe around then, maybe
Very well.
before that or after.
Then we will start there.
I mean, she kind of looks over at Denise and Carrie, and she goes, "That's one thing we were worried about is that Phil picked up that kid Ricky so close to here."
Oh. Hmm.
Let us proceed.
So, she goes, "Well, all right. So you're saying you want her to start here and try to pick up a trail around here? You're saying?"
Either or.
And she goes, "Oh shoot, this is something she would have pointed out. My bad." Blah 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 blah. She goes, "So when I went and checked out where Ricky was attacked and where that body was found, different smell. This is something different. I mean, it smells kind of like what was over there, but like I said last night, it was weird. Whatever was around there, if you didn't tell me that it was maybe chimeric, I would have thought there was like a whole zoo tromping around out there."
But this does not match the smell where the murder took place. Fuck.
No, but I've smelt this running around the desert. That's the thing. This
For how
is
long?
familiar. Couple weeks, month maybe the last full moon. I'm not sure.
So we may be there may be a rogue involved in this, unrelated to our suspect.
And she just kind of pinches the bridge of her nose. That just makes this all the more complicated.
The sooner we investigate, the sooner we can get to the bottom of it.
Or, I mean, who knows? It could be a werebeast that just we haven't met and they're independently running around. I mean, who even knows anymore? But yeah, I'll let's take a walk around, see if I can smell anything else.
Lead the way.
Hanzo, as you walk out, Carlos, did you try to call Hanzo? Would you have said by this point?
I would say I have not tried to call Hanzo. I have tried to page Hanzo because if Hanzo has a car phone, there's a non-zero chance he's got a pager too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Hanzo, do you want to say Hanzo has a pager?
Yeah.
It would make
touched
sense
upon it
if
before.
Carlos has one. The professional agent probably would too. So, yeah, I guess that would be about the same time you get the pager, and the numbers is from Carlos's diner, so you know to call there.
All right.
And when you just go to your car, you see Diana's like, when you tell her you're going to make a call, she's like, okay, I'll start casing the place, walking around, and she's going to take a walk around the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
You can call up the diner.
Oh, you also would have heard over the radio that we found the kids.
Well, the radio would be too far.
Okay.
There is a radius to the to the walkie-talkies. To the radios.
Radio talkies.
Yeah, so ring, Carlos.
Okay.
There's a call at the
hey,
diner.
there you are, bud. Was wondering what happened to you. Do you want the good news or the good news?
Speak.
Good news is Tommy. Okay, I have good news, bad news. Good news: Tommy found the kids. Kids are safe. Good news: we know where where thylacine is. It's in the sewers. Bad news: Tommy's also in the sewers, alone. Admittedly, if I remember the situation correctly, it was just him and Olivia, and maybe Annie.
Maybe
You
what?
you
weren't like
asking me?
Carlos.
I forgot that was no way. That's the bad name. Shit.
Are you
Besides
just
Winifred.
are you asking me for clarification, or are you talking to
No,
Hanzo?
I'm that we can fuck it. We'll make it in character. It's just the wait shit wrong name. Winifred was
Ooh, yes,
potentially with
gotta
him as
kill
well.
you.
Um, and so the kids are safe. Tommy's in the sewers alone with the weird thylacine. Any luck on your end?
It may not be the thylacine.
Okay. Good. Ominous, but good.
I brought the fur to one of the werebeasts, and they recognized the scent. It's not quite the same scent as is at the murder scene.
Okay, that makes sense, I suppose. Maybe into the sense of making it something else. What do they think?
They introduced the possibility that another were creature they are unaware of may be running around.
Why would it be at his place?
There was also the possibility that it is Klutzman, who simply does not know that he is
Carlos, you look over across the diner where Fred's having a big juicy hamburger.
God, I want a fucking burger.
I do
Me
too.
too.
Allie, do you want a burger?
Oh,
It's a little too
oh
late.
no.
You go
Is
off on the
it?
laughing thing, and
Oh,
Hanzo
no.
does not reciprocate, like even with a chuckle.
It's 9 o'clock. Yes, it's too late.
I hope it's a creeper werewolf because the irony otherwise was just. Oh
It's
no.
not too late, Kelly.
For what?
Do
A burger.
you want me to tell him? You want to tell him?
We are investigating where the trail leads.
Okay, I'll go update him real quick. Or, well, I'll take him out back, maybe with Olivia, because I gotta talk to Olivia too.
Take him out back and put him down.
Not like that.
Damn, brutal.
I mean, Fred was panicked about what's the actress from The Howling about, or the Werewolf in London, where she has to shoot me in the alley. I
Yeah,
really am a
Jenny and
werewolf.
Gutter's gonna shoot me in the alley like an animal.
Old Freller.
It was like, all right, keep up the good work.
Shut the fuck up.
We're gonna have to go find out.
I'm sorry, that killed me.
We have to go find out what's happening, and we should at least let him know, because like if I can have him have that panic attack out back instead of in the diner, that'll be fine.
No.
He's allowed a panic. So,
Hey,
anything else from us?
Oh yeah, wait, we'll do this later.
You still have your half of the fur.
Yes.
Magic may also help us confirm the identity.
Okay. Okay. But if it says it's, but if it's him,
Then we deal with it.
Hanzo, he's moving in with Winifred.
Oh, hold on. I need to switch headsets for a moment. Continue. I'm listening. I just gotta shuffle things around.
So we're gonna go take him out there, and we'll find out. Because I don't want to have to take it into the restaurant. Okay.
British actress Jenny Gutter, and we're gonna put him down.
Poor old feller.
So he's gonna hang up the phone at that point. Unless there's something you need to convey, Hanzo.
No.
Okay. We'll take care of it. I'll start doing that. We'll get that ritual going.
I don't know who it is. We lost. Oh
We
yeah,
lost
the
Sarah.
headset.
He's doing his headset thing.
Yeah.
He's gonna hang up the phone. He's gonna go over to the table. It's gonna be like, "Hey, Olivia, Winifred."
Huh?
Fred,
Yeah.
why don't we go out back real quick? I gotta figure some stuff out, and I
Okay.
could use your help.
All right.
Am I coming
Also,
through okay?
Yes.
Yes.
yes, you're coming
Yeah.
out. You're fine.
You are.
I'm good.
And Carlos will lean down and be like, and Fred, I got an update for you, so I figured it'd be better outside than in here.
Okay.
So he's gonna take them. He's gonna take them out the side door of the diner, and they're gonna go behind the diner, and they're gonna go further out into the scrublands. And there's gonna be a drop from where they've paved it to like wildlands, and he's gonna go a certain distance and be like, "Okay, cool. This is where it's fine. There's not a whole lot of people out here."
Gwen. What's
And
going
it's
on
actually
here?
not far from where the entrance to Tommy's house is.
What are you doing?
Oh, so we're
What's
gonna do the
happening here?
okay. So we're gonna do the ritual for the thing, and I wanted to include you, but beforehand, I have to tell Fred some news.
Okay.
So he went over to, so Hanzo went over to our friends over at the scrapyard, and the scent on the fur it did not resemble the scent at the murder site and the attack site.
Okay.
It did resemble another one that they had smelled out in the desert before in the past around other full moons.
Okay.
And apparently stated it smelled a lot like Fred.
Oh,
So maybe vampires and werewolves are linked.
what?
No, you Fred.
Oh,
God damn it.
So
well, that
I'm
doesn't make
just-
sense.
I
I
I'm
would
saying-
have I would have informed dear Carlos about the were creature relating. Yeah, sometimes when you just become a were beast, you don't know about it at first.
So Carlos is gonna go up and put a hand on Fred's shoulder. It's like, well, Fred, I should not be the one telling you this, but there's a non-zero chance you might be a werewolf.
Oh, you can't do this to me, buddy.
This
can't. I had so many freakouts about this. You can't make this joke.
okay.
this
Hey, yeah.
Fred.
Hold
Fred.
on. Can I see some of that fur?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a magic ritual, but here you go. Hold on to it real quick.
I
Carlos.
have to
Oh.
BRB. I have to mute myself for a second, but I'm
No!
still listening.
That's fine.
Wait.
That's fine.
You just have to wait for the if you're going to do a ritual thing, just wait for me to get back.
Okay. So
Alright.
Fred,
God.
so this was from Hanzo talking to the nice lady who was the were-coyote the other day. And sometimes when it manifests naturally, because I'm assuming you haven't. The only thing I think you can have been bit by was a chupacabra, and a were-chupacabra is a terrifying thought.
Shit. And
But
they're not
Okay,
particularly-
you are not doing a good job of
I'm not-
making me not freak out.
okay. So
I'm doing my best. Someone broke into my house or my motel room today.
from what the nice
Yeah,
lady who turns into the coyote said, not you, Winifred, the other one.
Nice lady would preclude me from that.
Yeah.
Sometimes when werewolves and ilk are they're transforming
Therianthrope.
for the first time, Therianthrope, that's the word. They don't know they're doing it, and they tend to be lashing out at people who are stressing them out high key. And as what Hanzo was telling me, the lady he's working with checking out your old motel room right now, apparently she had one of the reasons she found out was that she'd wake up in the morning and an asshole who had been treating her bad with her like driving by, she tore up his tires.
Okay, so Fred is
Now-
beginning to hyperventilate.
Okay, no,
just-
Fred,
just-
Fred,
Fred?
hey, Fred, look at me, look at me, look at
Oh,
me.
no. This
Fred?
poor
Fred?
man.
Fred, we don't know that you're a werewolf yet. We don't know that.
We don't know that. That is true. We're not 100% sold on that information.
I still feel like there's a good measure of doubt here.
Mhm.
But even if you are, that doesn't change anything. Yeah, you gotta deal with getting used to this.
Jimmy,
But
shoot me in an alley!
no,
No,
Fred,
no.
Fred,
She's not. I don't have someone who loves me.
Hey, hey,
You want to shoot me in the alley?
Oh,
Fred,
I
Stop
had
it!
to talk to family while hearing all this and not crack up. It was just,
Fred,
Fred,
look at us.
Fred, take a deep breath.
Fred,
No,
Fred,
no, we still don't. Do the fucking ritual already!
the ritual.
I think we're just straight passes out.
Red
Yeah. Okay.
So the
This is
ritual.
this is why we're doing it out here and not in the diner.
Did you really pass out, GT?
We fainted, yeah.
I grabbed you.
Okay, you
God
got
damn
it.
it!
You guys
Well,
are
okay.
You've done the
fucking
ritual
terrible
first.
at this.
Well,
Yeah, you could have done the
I
ritual first and then told him.
well, he would react the same way anyway.
Yeah, but if he's
Better-
not the fucking Therianthrope, then he doesn't have to worry about it.
You are
Oh,
so
this is
bad
not
at
chat
this,
for it.
guys. Jeez.
God.
Okay, look, he's passed out now. If he wakes up, we'll just tell him, "Oh, there's a possibility. That possibility is not true." But like, let's be fair. That guy was a complete dickwad, and from what Hanzo told me from the werewolf lady, it's an event that would trigger that kind of a thing. Now, I'm not saying he's.
Yes.
I'm not saying he's not. The whole were chupacabra was just me going off a conjecture with the Condor event and how that one chupacabra, nearly killed him after the last full moon. I got a 10 on my use magic.
So, what is the focus of your intent?
I am trying to figure out where the source of this fur is, or what it is, who it is.
Okay.
One of those questions.
Fred would turn into a werewolf and be so, mild-mannered that his rage would be to do some slight vandalism.
Yeah,
I
I was thinking the same thing.
It's like, and like they said, he broke apart the office, but nobody got hurt or anything. That's Fred if he was a werewolf, but
He even used blood. He used fucking red paint.
Yeah. I don't think he's a
So-
werewolf, but if he is,
It was
It'd be
very
fun.
funny.
it'll be very fucking funny.
You are focusing on the source of the fur. Yes?
yep, yes, I am focusing on the source of the fur.
Okay. And as you take it in hand and take a few of the strands and you hold them up between finger and thumb as you hold them up as you focus and they ignite. Like
Oh,
you know how like fur catches fire, it just whoosh, just a quick little flame and it's gone. Because your magic works through flame and song. As you hear your cassette player start playing. And it is a fairly popular, familiar song. You probably have it on the jukebox. as you hear "Stand by Me" by Ben E. King, the original.
Darling, stand by me.
Okay.
As you hear it start playing, and you just feel this emotion. I don't know if you can hear the song in the background as I'm talking.
We can, yeah.
Oh,
And
great.
as you feel, I might turn it down a little bit, but as you,
Good job.
sorry, what was that?
I was just saying that was really good.
So you hear that going, and it's an emotion that rushes into you, and it's not hunger, it's not primal, it's just sad. You get this rush of just melancholy flood over you. You feel the emotion of someone who has had everyone and everything taken from them, and they are just searching. And then beneath that melancholy, you feel this like sensation of someone that is finally gaining a bit of hope. But then beneath it all, you just feel this as the music starts to warp and just slow down and grind, as you feel this anger, this fury, this desire for revenge and satisfaction that has been constantly denied.
And I'm assuming the music box, like the cassette player, which looks like it's connected to headphones, has been playing loud this whole time. Carlos makes eye contact with Winifred and then Olivia and goes, "Oh, fuck no."
What? What'd you get?
Buddy. And he
But
looks
then-
down to Fred and he's just like,
But then there's another thing. As who has the tooth?
The
The most
The,
recent tooth, or was that back at the preserve still?
that's
No,
the back
I
to
think-
preserve, yeah.
no.
Or
no,
did they
we
give
had-
it back to me?
The original
Um,
tooth they gave back to you. Where's the most recent one? Who had that?
That is the most recent one.
But Carlos, it's as if as this magic is still rushing through you, you feel like a link, almost exactly like a song clicking onto or like a cassette clicking onto another song. As you start reaching out, as you feel for the hold on, I'm trying to find the right spot. You start reaching out as feeling for whatever thought goes, well, if that's maybe Fred, who's been killing. And then again, you're just filled with this melancholy as this twangy song starts, as you hear the drawl of Hank Williams start. I've never seen a night so long when time goes crawling by. The moon just went behind the clouds to hide its face and cry. As this just melancholy song just continues, as you get the sense that there is something just sad and just lonely, just almost as deep with just misery as the previous song. And it's just, but it's reluctant. There's this anger you feel in it that it just wishes it can break free. Oh. Did you ever see a robin weep when leaves begin to die? Like me, he's lost the will to live. I'm so lonesome I could cry. And that's about
Well, I don't know
all
who
I'll
this
do
is
for
about.
my karaoke. So that's all for my karaoke tonight. Sorry I had to subject you all to that. I haven't sung in years.
No, that was really good.
Yeah,
That was really
really
good.
good.
Excellent.
Great, honestly. Fuck. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced yet. Oh, God.
So
God.
I like yeah,
I'm going to switch back over to my computer now, so because I needed to use my phone to do the karaoke bit there.
Carlos
So
is going
when
to
we
raise
saw the other werewolves transform, did they tear through their clothes?
good question. No idea.
God damn it.
We didn't see them transform. Hanzo
But we
saw
saw
them
them turn
transform.
back.
No, we saw them as human. We just saw them around suspicious piles of fur and
Oh,
feathers.
that's right. That's right.
The only person who did was Hanzo.
The one
He's
who's
not
not fucking here.
Well, I mean, he's off making sure that whatever did that to him is doing it.
God.
So
The use of Lehanzo is like, how dare you insinuate I'm French?
like that's valid.
Oh, whoops, I
Um,
was still muted. I'm here.
You're here.
I want to look at this hair, what's left.
Yeah.
And I want to compare it directly, like fucking by eye to,
The
by
burnt hair
hand.
probably smells bad.
The Freds.
Yeah. I'm gonna get fucking. I'm sorry, Fred, but I'm gonna like look through his hair and see if
It's
it,
okay,
like,
I'm
matches-
passed out.
You are, yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're
still
the
feel
one
that.
holding him up.
Yo, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm gonna like kneel down and like like fucking look through his hair and see.
The short, kind of rough fur that Fred found.
Uh-huh.
It is brown like his hair, but it is a darker shade.
Okay, but shade darkening during a transformation is not like out of the question.
No, not potentially, but
I gotta
if
pull up my radio.
if
Hanzo, are you in range?
Am I DM?
No.
Damn it.
But,
so
you know,
before
I was on the phone, got paged, so.
yeah, just Carlos presses the pager button again.
You would have to
Hanzo
get
hadn't
back
really
to
left the
phone
car.
to
He was just
receive a car.
waiting for Diana to finish up.
So
Okay, so well, when you push that button, we'll go back to Hanzo.
Mhm.
Sorry, were you going to say something, Carlos?
I was going to say little things like just to catch them up. It's like, so I don't think he's a werewolf. I think the werewolf feels a kinship with him because they're lonely.
Oh, okay.
Kindred souls of the thing. That's why the music went to that. Like, he stand by me, but like, buddy. It was just like a little like gentle pat on the side of the head, like, it's okay, buddy. I know you can't feel me right now, but it's okay.
I see.
That's good news. I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that he's not.
This Sonic
So wait.
character. He's such a pathetic little meow meow that a goddamn werewolf's like, oh man, come on, buddy.
I can't. Hey, TT.
I'm gonna
Well,
get some.
did you ever imagine a character within the game would kin, of all people, Fred Klutzman?
Here's the thing. You all have become very attached to Fred Klutzman,
Yeah,
despite him at times showing Gilligan levels of competence.
Yes, like,
I mean, Gilligan's Island was a hit.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
attached to him, but I don't think any of us are quite like to the level of, oh, he's just like me for real.
See, I've been on Tumblr, so I know that there are so many people who would kid Fred Klutzman.
Yes.
There
Just-
are so many people who would be like, he's my spirit animal, and then that would be low-key racist.
Oh my fucking god.
This
He's my
Wisconsinite
spirit
man.
Glorbo.
Okay, so
Uh,
so the good news is we can tell when he wakes up he's probably not a werewolf. The bad news is he's got a werewolf stalker.
Hey,
Ah.
Oh
TT.
my god.
Better.
Oh no!
That's
Jesus.
Objectively even funnier than Fred being a secret werewolf.
Oh,
God,
His wife
I
didn't
don't
want
know
him.
if it's
The
true
fucking
yet.
dog does. Oh God, is it the dog? She took him the divorce. Is it back?
no! Oh my god.
So, anyways, Hanzo, as Diane, you were standing by your car. Eventually, Diane makes her way back around, just kind of looks a little frustrated, shakes her head as she walks up. She goes, "No, the only place I smell it is, around the parking lot and here." And then that's when
Nice.
your pager buzzes again for Carlos's diner.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Calling up.
Yep.
Wait, we had that
And-
conversation already, didn't we?
Carlos, you have to hurry back in as the phone's ringing and
yep.
Yeah, we had that little convo.
No,
Yep.
this is a second
This is-
conversation now.
Oh,
Follow
Yes.
up.
It's like, hey, so did the thing. One of three options. One, he is one, and it's because of the guy in the sewers. Two, he has a werewolf stalker in the sewers. Three, we have two separate ones running around because they're lonely fucks and can't properly socialize.
I see. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, he took the news about as well as you could expect, so he's currently passed out on a bench in one of the booths.
I would also say you guys broke the news about as well as you could expect.
Yeah, no, we should have fucking done the thing first. God.
Well,
the-
it'll be funnier when we can look him dead in the eyes and be like, "Hey, is Stand By Me an important song in your life?" Well, then I got some news for you, buddy.
I'm gonna pull out a bottle of water and gently splash it on Fred's face.
Fred, you wake up to being waterboarded.
Hey,
Oh, okay.
I'm joking.
I had a horrible dream. That I actually was a werewolf. That you guys told me I was a werewolf out in the
No,
desert,
no.
and that I was
we're,
gonna be shot by
pretty-
Jenny and Gutter.
We're-
Wait, we're out in the
pretty
desert.
we're pretty sure you're not a werewolf. We're pretty sure you're not a werewolf.
Oh, thank God.
Pretty sure.
Pretty
Only
sure
pretty
is less sure than I'd like, but more sure than.
Yeah, we're working on it.
So,
We
So-
unfortunately have
So I did-
another possibility.
so I did the thing. I have a question. When I mentioned the wonderful hit song "Stand By Me," what does that make you feel?
Well, it reminds me of that movie about the kids who find the dead body and they have sort of an adventure. That's a pretty good one. You think modern kids would relate to that one?
That's wrong.
More than they probably should, but that's besides.
That's
So
No
kind
one
of a
has
timeless
adventures
story.
anymore. No one finds dead bodies anymore.
It's the 90s. They still.
They'll
It's
come
like the
around.
last gasp of finding dead bodies as children.
Yeah, this
I mean,
area
I
is.
Especially in a Monster
I
of the
guess
Week
not
setting.
really. I guess
Oh.
it's just that instead of finding dead bodies in the outside, you find them in your classroom after a person breaks in.
What?
Oh.
I work in education. It's the
moving
background
on.
radiation of my life for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
don't like.
So, anyways,
We're gonna move on from that one.
Yeah, it's an alright song.
Okay. And what was the title of the other one again, GM?
I'm so lonesome I could cry.
Are you familiar with the country ballad "I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry"?
I've heard the title. Did Johnny Cash do that one?
He did
No.
actually a cover of it.
Oh, we did a cover of it? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
He did cover a lot of
actually,
songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So did Elvis.
Also makes
El-
sense.
It was actually one of his most famous songs from his Live in Honolulu concert.
oh. So I got some news for you, bud. So we did
Okay.
we did the thing out in the desert. That wasn't a dream
Alright, that's good.
because we wanted to confirm.
Wait, no, that's horrible.
No. Hold on. Let me finish. So when I did the ritual, I tried to tune into the person, kind of like how you tune into a radio station.
Sure, okay.
And that's why I asked you about the songs, because the music box plays the songs.
Uh-huh.
And what I got for the first song was somebody who had a whole bunch of melancholy, followed by a burst of small hope, followed, which was kind of like put on top of it like cheese on a pizza, except the pizza was an unending anger that was not being resolved in any way and was stewing.
Unlike me, I mean, first of all, I don't have a whole bunch of melancholy. I'm a happy dude. And secondly, I haven't felt hope in like 5 years.
Oh God.
It wasn't a
Well, he
huge
did.
amount of hope. It was
And
like kind
anger, forget about it. I don't feel that.
Fred.
Fred, buddy, I think
Yeah.
you need to talk to a therapist.
Well, that's for crazy people.
No, Fred.
It's the 90s. That is what the average person's response would be.
It's the 90s, and I transitioned in the 90s, and therefore had to go to a therapist.
Yeah.
Fred. Therapy is not for crazy people. Fuck.
Therapy can have its multiple uses. But when I thought that was finished, and it's like sometimes the songs are like a metaphorical meaning. Sometimes when it says "Stand by me," I am standing by the thing. However, as we were going through it, another song came on, the country ballad one. That had
Hello.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
to fuck up. I swear to God.
What I miss? I'm sorry. I had to talk to someone.
They're still talking me down.
Okay. So you might be. I'm not saying it's zero. We need more evidence to confirm one way or the other. You might be, or, and I think you'll enjoy the fun part about this. The way a thylacine we're looking for really, on an emotional level, connects with you and inspires to be you. And may have seen the kind of a thing where, it was late at night. Maybe he had tracked us down because he was tracking over the kills, and he saw the motel manager kind of lay it into you, and he felt that kinship of like that just acceptance of life that it can be hard and cruel, and not able to do anything for it, and took a stance to do something for you for it. What I'm saying is you may have a werewolf stalker? Romantic
so
interest?
you introduced this concept as the funny part. What part of a person who turns into a flesh-eating animal stalking me is funny?
What?
I want that explained to me. What part of
Wait,
that
what's funny?
is funny? That I'm the psychological obsession of a creature?
I got food. What happened?
All I'm saying,
The human stalker would be upsetting, but this one can also turn into an animal that can whip out my throat through my jugular.
Wait, no, seriously.
That's a Winifred.
What happened?
This
Hey,
gonna end
hey.
up me shooting someone else in an alley?
So, Fred. God, Fred is on an emotional roller coaster today.
What? Okay, how did this turn into it being funny? I need to know.
so
The funny part
I-
is
the
that
funny
somebody is now
part-
stalking Fred, and that is how Carlos put it.
there's
Oh, okay.
the irony of there's the irony, which I enjoy my ironic humor. I apologize, of the man who was obsessed with werewolves, who has shown us all 4 of the Howling movies he could rent out from the video store.
Obsessed with werewolves. I saw the clues leading to a werewolves. I am Sherlock-like deduction.
Fred. We're not. It's not funny.
It's not funny, no.
She is good.
It was a
It's pretty funny, I think, as the DM.
This is funny.
Get the sense that you're trying to calm me down, and yes, normally that's a productive thing to do with people, but I feel like, given the shit that's happened today and might still be happening, a certain sense of panic is sensible.
Hey, no, I'm not
It is.
disagreeing with you.
Broke into my house, vandalized the. It's not even a house, it's a motel room. Vandalized the motel room manager's place, might be stalking me, or alternatively, I might be turning into some sort of were-vandal.
A Wendell.
Yeah,
Wait.
Wendell. It's a lot. I know, Fred.
Might be losing control of my body at night and acting
Fred.
revenge fantasies, or alternatively, a person's enacting revenge fantasies on my behalf unprompted out of some sort of misguided affection. How are any of these things that I'm supposed to react to with calm?
This is all compounded with Fred's recent paranoia about the SBF fluid being used to heal him.
My God.
Oh my God, you're
Fred.
right.
Fred.
Winifred's gonna come
Fred,
up.
Timing would line up.
Winifred's gonna come up
Fred,
and just
I am
put a
your-
hand on Fred's shoulder. Fred, you're moving in with me. Whatever the fuck is happening, we'll get a handle on it.
Yeah. If anything is happening to you, we will get you through it. And if there's anything malicious, well,
I'll
we'll either
fucking
calm it
kill
down.
it.
Okay, we'll either calm it down or I'll light it on fire with my flamethrower. You are rightfully upset.
What if I'm the malicious thing?
Well, yeah, if it's you, then congrats. The worst thing you could think of doing was telling your landlord that he was shitty. That is you at your worst. Congrats.
I didn't even
You're
use any
doing what
swears. It
most
was
people
just
wanna do.
bad manager.
Yeah.
You didn't even swear.
It's
at
like
him.
If it's you,
Fred,
if it's you, Fred.
if that was you, you went and got red paint, which means there's somebody in town who had to see you get red paint as a werewolf.
Which is objectively funny. I'm sorry, but that is very funny.
If this was you, Fred, at
It's
your
at least more
angriest,
funny than
you
being
hurt
stalked
somebody.
by a werewolf.
This isn't funny.
That part's not funny, no. I don't know why I led with that. It's like
I don't know.
Slips of the tongue happen, and some people try to use gallows humor to diffuse a tense situation.
He's just using dark humor to deal with a scary thing. That's all. Carlos is your friend. He cares about you.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not 5.
Just you're panicking, and you might go into a shock if it gets too bad, and that would be bad.
And like, if you are a werewolf, we'll help you get a handle on it.
Yeah, we just met a pack of werewolves. We're completely fine.
I don't
Yeah,
wanna
if you are a werewolf, the two of you can form the funniest buddy cop duo.
That's what I've been saying all night.
Fred and Fred.
Fred and Fred.
Like, I messaged when we started this episode. I messaged TT. I'm like, "Are you a werewolf? Because that would be really funny." Now that I invited you to my house.
Definitely some twists and turns this episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Right?
often the vampire who needs invited in, not the one extending the invitation.
But and whatever happens,
Oh, the irony.
if you're a werewolf, or if there's a werewolf that has some sort of affinity for you, feels sympathy, kinship, whatever, they also went and bought red paint, and the worst that they could do was vandalize somebody's office. I don't think either one of those are the worst things that could happen.
Especially given that the dude lives behind his office.
It's upsetting.
I think the funniest possibility would be we don't figure out whether or not Fred is a werewolf within the arc itself, but in some kind of intermission or whatever, once he's moved into Winifred's, she's just walking around at night, sees a werewolf standing over the fridge.
That would be funny.
And he just looks to Winifred. Say, how old is this milk?
Oh my god.
God.
So, anything else? Sorry, this has been a night.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna spend the rest of the time just kind of consoling Fred. and going,
Consoling Fred.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, Fred. Okay, I was saying before. Therapy is extremely helpful.
Isn't it also extremely expensive?
That too.
Yeah, but we can deal with that.
Can we deal with that? Because I don't know about you, but I'm not super liquid. I've been living out of a motel.
Okay, but if you are in a bad mental state, that stuff's gonna compound. We'll figure something out.
I know it's not a great option, but I think, like, Pluripotent would do something about that so you don't just do something that would look bad on them.
Yeah.
It would probably
Brad?
get you a therapist.
I know it's not shown in the best light in media, but I've been to therapy. And I am extremely well adjusted.
So,
Let's figure out
You
this
all-
fucking werewolf problem.
There you go.
okay. So, we're
my
gonna
God.
switch over to Hanzo. By this point, Diana, she came along with you in your car. Your AC is working much better than her truck's, but you Hanzo, you and her drive over to the Desert Bloom Motel, and as you pull in, you see Rico and another guy. Looks like they're busy putting up plastic tarps to cover up the broken glass. The broken windows.
Oh God, good God! I thought he was about to walk up to a corpse, and everything we said was moved.
All right, this is the place.
Yeah. So she nods and looks around, and she goes, you both look over at the where the vandalism is, because Hanzo's first time you've seen it now in person. And yeah, she's kind of looking at it. She goes, well, definitely. She says kind of low, so no one nearby could hear. There's a few people milling about, but or it's a motel. There's some people. It's not completely dead. A few people are still watching, but she goes, those definitely look like those claws would definitely fit someone like me, but that's not even blood, and they didn't even bother to swear. That is one polite vandal.
God, the evidence is stacking.
And I know we're getting close to the end, so this will probably be where we wrap up. Well, actually, no.
Oh,
Still got Tommy in the sewers for a moment. Because I know we're getting close to end time, right? 8 o'clock is
We
end
got
time for
15
most
minutes.
people. Yeah, that's what I mean. So Hanzo, you and Diana walk over to where Fred's hotel was, and she very discreetly starts sniffing around, sniffing at the air. She can't exactly full on drop to the ground and sniff around,
Yeah.
without people giving her weird looks. I mean, anybody can do that at any time they want, but depends on how well you want to be judged. But
can a woman track in peace?
Yeah, God forbid women do anything.
God forbid women do anything.
So she goes, oh yeah, I definitely smell it around here. Oof, yeah. Pretty sure whoever that fur is did this. She looks around and she goes, you think we could get inside? Just so I could take a quick. She seems every time she says it, after she goes so I can have a quick sniff. There's a moment where she just seems to cringe and just seems to die a little inside.
I'll see what I can do.
You go up to the door and it is locked, since Fred did move out and turn in his key. And you do see some red paint smudged on the doorknobs.
Oh, she can sniff paint. Wait, no, she needs to get and smell if it's the same as. Never mind.
So, Hanzo, you could try to force it, try to pick it. If you have this, if you think that's something Hanzo would have. Actually, I'd say Hanzo probably would be able to pick a lock. That's a very useful talent just for an agent to pick up.
Not sure what you'd have me roll for that.
Roll a cool, because you are technically acting under pressure.
You look to Diana. It's like, let's just cut out the middleman. Keep an eye out.
And she'll nod and stand so that she's blocking the view from, Rico. So go ahead and roll.
8.
8? Okay. So, as you start fiddling with the lock, you get the lock. It takes a minute, but eventually it clicks open. And then as you start to push it open, you look over and you see a kid just kind of standing there staring at you. What are you doing?
Helping a friend.
At your place?
It's my friend's place.
Okay. And he turns around and walks away.
All right. I'm gonna just without opening, making a bigger show of it. Doors open. Slip inside. I'll stay out here and
Yep.
keep watch.
And she nods and very quickly slips inside, not slip and slides. That'd be a very different visual. She goes inside, and the door's cracked. She just kind of stands around and much more obviously takes several deep breaths and just kind of gives a frown. Starts walking around, and then back. She goes, and then after a moment, after a few minutes, she slips back out, closing the door behind her. So, yeah, whoever was that fur was definitely here, was inside. But
Yes.
that's not the oldest smell there. That's not Fred.
Oh,
And that's where we'll hang off for the night. That seems like a good cliffhanger.
Okay.
And we'll start with Tommy in the sewers.
Tommy